Hi. Okay, I'll open the window a little bit. Gonna start by eating dinner. This is a new cam I'm trying out. The kelp forest. General Grievous. You're shorter than I expected. Hi. I'm sorry if my chicken tenders are not helping with that. Welcome to study hall. Happy Friday. I'm just gonna eat some dinner and then we'll get into things. How's your week been? I don't think I've met you before. Okay, the road noise is gonna bother me a little bit. And I'm gonna turn down the music. So, I run a series on my page called MTF School, where I talk about different topics that trans girls are probably curious about when starting your transition. Yeah, so every Friday night I do a study hall for MTF School, and we all just hang out and talk about our transitions and life in general, and just hang out and yeah, just try to just have a community, like if a support group is also like a kiki. Yeah, I guess we haven't met. Do you go by Jen? Or do you go by general? What rank are you in the Separatist Army? Your week's been busy but good. You're excited for the weekend. Awesome, thank you. Oh, nice to meet you. So you go by Jen. Okay. Cool. Nice to meet you. But yeah, we just all hang out. I'm just kind of here. I just make myself available for 3 hours, and I just have so much fun, you know, talking to everyone and hanging out. And, you know, I put out an MTF School episode every Friday morning, which is like this week's lesson. And this week we talked about hairstyles and brow styling for early transition, like social transition. So that's the reel that went out this morning. And I showed a lot of pictures of my hair from like buzz cut all the way to where it is now, and how I've styled it as it's gotten longer. And oh, thank you. That's so sweet. Thank you so much. People seem to really appreciate it, and it, you know, when I get messages saying that it helps, that makes me feel really good. So yeah, please check it out. Yep, it's just on my page, but there's also an entire Instagram page just dedicated to that called MTF School. I have a podcast as well, and I do some other stuff on my page, AJ Off the Hook. But yeah, so that's the tea. Starting out is so hard. Are you working on your transition? You are working on your transition. Congratulations. How far along are you, if you don't mind me asking? That's really exciting, though. And if you're willing to share with the class, what things are you, what things are going well for you in your transition, and, you know, what things do you, you know, like, may have questions about? You haven't socially transitioned yet, but started HRT over 2 years ago. Wow. So you're on hormones, you're just, like, not out yet in public, right? Did I see something? I hope this one doesn't have as many ad breaks as the one last week. Okay, gotcha. So you're not out yet. I'm at least glad that you are on hormone replacement therapy to hopefully help with the dysphoria if you can't come out yet. Is that, are you, like, wanting to come out at some point, or is it kind of an environment that's, like, not very supportive or very safe to do so? My mac and cheese looks so mid. I'll try it. It's kind of a mix of reasons. I hear you. I'm sorry for the ones that are, sorry, I just saw Nuggies. Hey, Ahab. It's a mix of reasons. Yeah. I'm sorry that there's some obstacles. But, I hope things will get easier. Nuggies! Yes. They're a little cold now. But yep, this is my almost every night meal. I have my very mid. I caught it with my thighs. I have my chicken nuggets, and then I have my very mid mac and cheese, which I usually like do actual real shredded cheddar into. It's like one of those like Annie's cups that you like microwave. And then I have my juice mixed with water. I don't have my milk today because everyone bullied me so much last week about my milk. I'm feeling very milk shy today. How are you, Ahab? Have you had a good week? Not the milk being intense. Seems safe and tasty. Toss a little hot sauce in and you are golden. I'm a wimp with hot food. So I have honey mustard. Yeah, no, it was funny last week. Because like my therapist like called me out on my milk. Excuse me. And then on live I had like several people comment on it and I was like, fine. But then I started drinking this, and then my EMDR therapist gave me shit about that too. She's like, what is that? I'm like, it's fucking juice. Stop judging my drinks. Not a bad week. We got a ton done at work, and the rampant cybersecurity attacks from last week seem under control. I'm trying to remember, what industry are you in again? Was it software? I'm trying to remember. I know what your hobbies are. I'm trying to remember what you said you do for work. Honey mustard is so good for dip-ins. Yeah. I also do a ketchup and a barbecue sauce here and there. Condiment crew. Also, I'm surprised I haven't done it on live yet. And I hope I'm not manifesting this by saying it. I do tend to drink water with my lungs. So if I'm aspirating and choking, I'll be okay. You know. But, yeah. Software lead at a telecom company. Okay. I remembered. Cybersecurity attacks. That's crazy, though. My twin brother is a cybersecurity analyst. So he deals with a lot of that. He's super, super cool. What kind of software is it? Oh, telecom, right. What happened to Time Warner Cable? Oh no, that's how we get pneumonia. I'm positive that's how I'm gonna go when I turn like 72. Is like, it'll be like a deadly combo of like frozen veggies, like 1 pea going down one lung, and then let's say like a couple milliliters of like milk, chunky milk going down the other lung, and then that's it. I will be gone from this world. It'll have been a good run though. Is he going to DEF CON? You'll think you'll be there? I'll have to ask him. I I'm trying to remember what DEF CON is. You know what? I'm gonna text him. Is it DevCon or DEFCON? Ew, haha, milk and peas might be the worst. You know, it's the perfect mixture. I know he's, what is it, Black Hat? I don't know if he's on a Black Hat. There's like some stuff in Vegas that he goes to. Largest convention of the year, 30,000 plus cyber nerds, very queer space. T. DEF CON, okay. Yeah, I'll let you know what he says. He's starting his own company right now, so that's really cool. I'm not at liberty to discuss, but he designs his own like he literally like designs like the security systems for big companies, and he's super fucking cool. Black Hat is another one, yeah. Yeah, that's cool. He was so evil in high school. Sorry, Bev, not to out your team. He would like, because like our parents were very protective, so we had like our locations shared as a family. So like when Ben and I were in high school, he would like, I would always be the good child because I can't lie, so like I would get in trouble for lying. Okay, wide shot. But my brother would like know how to like go into the software or whatever and like change his location to make it look like he's somewhere else, and then he'd like go do whatever he wanted in high school. I was like, God damn it. So yeah, that was really funny. I found that out when we got, I think, into college, and I was like, motherfucker. But I mean, he set me up with so much software that's helped me. Like, he taught me Final Cut. You know, what else has he taught me? He taught me how to use a camera, like my DSLR. Like, yeah. He's awesome. I miss him. Oh, he's trouble. Had to turn on the twin sense locator. We were the kind of twins. I feel like with twins, you're either best friends or enemies growing up. And we were the kind of, we had like a lot of other friends who were twins, and like another set of twins we were really close with. They were like best friends and like identical. We were fraternal before I transitioned. I don't know how that still works. But what was I trying to say? Oh, okay. So before we got to college, before we left for college, we had to share everything, and we got so sick of it. Like, we had to share a car and take turns driving. We had to share a bathroom. Obviously, we had to share our friend groups. Like, it was tough. So, and then, you know, I like came out and transitioned, and that like you know, so it was just like there was a lot happening, and then we kind of enjoyed getting our own like space when we got to college. And he went to Burlington, Vermont, and I went to Boston. And then we started missing each other, and then yeah. And then we started becoming friends. Like actual friends. Because, you know, we really didn't have a choice when we were kids, but then we kind of missed each other. And something we would do that kind of helped us like kind of become friends and like create that bond is we are both like hella nerds about like Pokemon. So we would like, when we got to college, we started like going back and trying to collect all the games that we grew up with. And then we would like we've been trying to put together like a complete collection together as adults, and that's been really fun. And he has like rebuilt Game Boys and given them to me. He's given me so much stuff. And so that's kind of like our common language, our bonding now is, you know, Excel Racers, Pokemon, those are the big ones. But I see him definitely for holidays. But I need to get up and see him more. What's in the water up there? So many twins. My dad was supposed to be a twin. But he got hungry in the womb. Womp womp. And then there's a good chance that I could have twins. But about that. You know, not sure if I'm doing that. So no, I'm so sorry. I need to correct myself. I have twins. I have MTF Skull and the Will of the Hunted. So the cycle continues. I'm gonna try this mac and cheese. It's probably so gross. Oh, hell no. What did I do to that food? I think I just gave myself food poisoning. Hi, Lily / Andy, whichever you're preferring right now. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through what I did. I'm okay. Thank you. So I tried to like really quickly make microwavable mac and cheese before getting on live. And so my makeup routine for my mac and cheese is, I don't microwave in plastic. I take that Annie's cup of gluten-free. I measure in the water. Default to Lily. If you're not in the moment, you'll tell me otherwise. Okay. All right. Slay. So Annie's cup, I do the water in the fill line in the cup, dump it into a bowl, put a lid on it, microwave it, 1 minute, 40 seconds. And then I strain it because with the whatever the Annie's cups, they have like some preservative, like glue that I like just rinse off when I strain it. And then I put it back into the bowl. I put in a little bit of milk. And then I do the cheese packet. And then I do shredded cheddar. And I mix it all together. I put it back in the microwave and heat it up for another minute and a half. And then like all the cheese melts together. It's really slime. However, today I was like, oh, I don't have time for cheddar. So I just used the powdered cheese, but then I also put way too much milk in, which dilutes the balance. It throws the Four Nations out of balance. And the Four Nations being cheddar, powder, fork, and bowl. And so I just impulsively kind of like dumped all the rest of the milk out, which then washed all the cheese off of the mac and cheese. So now it's like this diluted, like, ish. It's like hint of cheddar, pasta water, and it's rough. It's rank, and I'm so sorry I put myself through that. I truly thought I gave myself enough time to prepare for dinner. You just figured I like pasta and milk. Because milk. Cheers. What are we learning about today in study hall? Well, so we voted last week on here about the topic for this week. So this week's topic is hairstyles for early transition and brow styling. So like before your hair starts like really growing out, how do you style it and stuff? And so I put out the MTF school this morning, and I showed a bunch of pictures of like me going from like buzz cut to like the broccoli stage, as I call it, and then like using headbands, doing ponytails, messy bun, you know, all that stuff to kind of help your hair grow out, and then doing my eyebrows as well, because that was very gender affirming. Hot wax is gender affirming care. So yeah. So if you have any questions on hairstyling for this week's lesson, let me know. You saw it. Awesome. Sweet. And then I will get into our topics for next week, which we can vote on. I have my lesson plan. Our topics for next week. And I will make sure I put numbers this time. Hi, the cursing saltine. What would you like me to call you? Nice to meet you. Hi, Justine. Your hair is like 7 to 8 inches and you don't know what to do with it. I'm doing the trigonometry. Is it long enough to like put up into like a small pony yet? The cursing saltine. Okay, Annie. Nice to meet you. Okay. So, sorry for the ASMR. Topics for next week. Please. Choose your fighter for, I'm typing with my thumbs, for next, so I'm not like holding the phone and like shaking it, for next week's, I feel like the 75-year-old people who don't know how to use a touchscreen who I help at work every day. Do I tap my wallet? Just the entire wallet? Okay. Option 1, the Gender Dysphoria Bible, which was a tabled one from last week. Bible. 2, $, outfits. Wait, choosing outfits. Justine, you'll send a pic. Okay, slay. Choosing outfits. Are you, Justine, are you in our Instagram, and Annie, are you in our Instagram group chat and our support group Discord yet? We have fun for like all the girls who are like early transition offline, so let me know if you're interested. Choosing outfits, number 3. Fitness tips. Okay. You can also, option 4, you can have, you can make suggestions if you have any. All right. Choose your fighter. Pin, comment, pin. Okay. All right. I am writing you down. I kind of do a vetting process and like make sure everyone is, you know, not a bot and subjectively not a chaser and would be in the group for the right reasons. I'm sure you'll be fine. So yeah, I don't post the link publicly for that Discord because I want to keep it a safe space. So I kind of like gauge interest on here from people who I talk to, and then kind of like add people once I kind of check everything out. Once the background check clears. But okay, I'm gonna get your username down. But yeah, on our oh, you guys were voting already. Thank you. 566. Oh my gosh. Yay, we're voting. Okay, cool. Yeah. We have fun though. And there's some people who aren't even like transitioning who aren't even like interested in transitioning who are like hang out too. It's fun. We have like a bunch of channels in there. Like selfies, gaming, people share their art. It's cool. And so for the girlies who watch on YouTube after I record and post this, you can comment on the YouTube video as well if you're interested as well. Okay. Sorry, let me catch up. Lily, hair-wise, you don't like hair touching your face. Ooh. That gave me an idea for a reel. Cause same girl. That was me AF. Especially like when it gets down into your eyes. Okay. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay. I think, Ahab, you voted for hairstyles last week, right? Ahab? RM Zarek. I don't think I've met you yet. Thank you for voting. Lily voted too. All right. Cool. Number 2 is in the lead. You missed what I said because it glitched and fast forwarded. Ooh. Hopefully my Wi-Fi is not. Oh, sorry. Okay. RM's Eric. Sorry for your profile. You just started transitioning. Oh my God. Actually ordered hormones today. Oh my God. Congratulations. That's so exciting. That's like, everyone take a moment. Everyone say congratulations. I want to see birthday balloon emojis. It's really cool when, like there's been a couple girls who I've met like over the past 5 or 6 weeks I've been doing these, who like have started hormones in that process or in that timeline. And it's so cool because I'm like, oh my God, all of us are like here with you when you start your journey. That's really cool because I'm like 10 years deep. So it's like, I don't know. That's so cool. I'm so excited for you. You said you're safe as well. Good. Lily, I hear that fucking train. God damn it. Oh, I think I said that, getting used to hair touching your face is like a thing that like short hair divas, MTF short hair divas, like aren't used to, like, especially like when it started getting like down here or like into my eyes or like in front of my eyes. It's an adjustment. And now I can like dip my hair into my lower intestine. And it just feels natural. Yes, you did, Ahab. Okay. Missed train, right on schedule. Carry on. Okay, Justine, too. I filmed the color coordinating one a couple weeks ago, and I think it's really fun. So I'm excited to show that one. You've been following me for a while. RM Zarek, what would you like me to call you? Veronica. Okay, I'm so sorry. I just saw that. Nice to meet you. Thank you for the balloon emojis, Lily. Greeting from MX from Mexico. Justine, you're 11 months deep. Oh my gosh. So exciting. The year is a big anniversary. So exciting. Yes, so many introductions. You've been following me for a while. Hi, thank you for following and thank you for joining. Nice to meet you. So, yeah. Another girl, I think I was mentioning Crystal, just got on hormones, I think, this week, and like told us about it in the Discord. Are you interested in getting into the early transition group Discord as well? Oh, yes. Is that yes for Mexico? That's really cool. Yes. So that is 3 votes for outfit, 1 vote for fitness. Yeah. Any tips on how you should handle coming out at work? Sure. Yes. I'm cooking. Brain power. Yeah, so my first job out at as trans, whoa, I'm sorry, I'm blanking so hard. I would say, do you have like 1 or 2 coworkers who you know are going to be supportive? Here's my tip. Have champions for you in your workplace, like people who will kind of help tell other people for you, so it takes some of the pressure off, and be like, hey, this person goes by Veronica and she, her now, just a heads up. You know, it's okay if you like mess up, just, you know, this is what she prefers now, so let me know. Or like, you know, also like, you know, then you don't, if you have other people helping you do that, then you're not having all the pressure of having to explain yourself. And then you will know that you have people who will be there, like will be in your corner, if that makes sense. You can always do like an email and be like, hey everyone, like just you know, kind of a random email, but this is just an update on my life, and this is just a change that's happening, and I'm just doing this to be happier, and that means that I'm gonna look a little different, I might sound a little different, please use a different name and pronouns that I prefer, and I look forward to continue working with you all, and let me know if you have any questions. I came out at 18, and my first job, I transitioned during, and my boss didn't really get it and was kind of annoyed by it, and that was annoying. And I was working in like a theater and like a antique store, and like she would just like not have the energy to like kind of switch name and pronouns and like dead name me in front of other people. So I finally like, and then I think she kind of may have fired me over that too, because she like, I think I was putting up kind of like a stink about it. She also just wasn't really trying, which sucks. And then I got fired for leaving like preheating the oven in the theater, in the concession stand for cookies. I left the spatula in there, and she fired me over that. And I was like, that seems like, is it a red herring? Like, I feel like you just don't want to deal with me transitioning and having customers ask about it. And then I did my next job. I went into completely stealth, and that was a whole nother experience. And that was, so like, yeah, so I was definitely like a teenager when that happened. But, my friend Addie, she transitioned as an adult, I think in her 30s at work. So she has a very different, lived experience of that. And I'm very grateful that she was able to be on my podcast. It's called The Will of the Hunted. Her name is Addie Chernow. She is season 2, episode 6. So her story is really interesting as well, if you're interested in kind of hearing that perspective. And you can find that at the link in my bio. So I don't know. I hope this is helpful. Justine, you've just been transitioning and told no one at work. I hear you. I kind of wanted to get a head start basically on like letting hormones do their thing before actually coming out. So like, I feel you. I also, when I came out, I was still in high school, like I said. So I came out pretty much like as soon as I possibly felt comfortable doing it, but then also as close as I could towards graduation before it just becomes like undeniable that, you know, people need to start changing name and pronouns. Veronica, it does. There's a colleague that's openly gay, but we don't talk that much. I hope they're supportive at least. Yeah, no problem. I definitely recommend Addie's episode because she talks about coming out, and I think she shares some stories about like what went well for her and what worked for her. She works in the news industry, which is where I used to work. But yeah, no, I hope that's helpful, and I wish you the best of luck with coming out at work, and keep us posted. You're about to start talking to them more, Veronica. Ahab. Oh my God, yeah. Yes, we must gather the forces. You're in your 30s. You never thought you'd have the courage to finally start. It is so awesome, though, that you are starting. Like, I know how, like, fucking scary it is. But especially, like, coming out as an adult, too. Like, you're very brave. And hopefully you have a lot of supportive people around you in your personal life. And in your work, too, hopefully. Justine, it's been interesting. Some coworkers have switched to they, them pronouns. You have a visible trans tattoo. The they, theming of trans women is so head on spike. Ugh. The thempocalypse. Where people are like, oh no, I'm not going to validate your gender. I'm just going to keep putting you in this other box. It's like, fuck, okay. I guess I didn't look feminine enough. I hope people, I mean, maybe they need a reminder, but hopefully they realize that's, I mean, I think some people honestly think they're like helping by doing that because they don't want to say the wrong thing. But, you know, short of you wearing like a pin that says she, her, I mean, which you can do, you could just be like, oh, or like have other people kind of like correct, but not like jump in. Like if someone misgenders like a friend of mine and they're like, they, theming a trans woman is pretty fucking rough to be around. Yeah. Oh my God. And I'd be like, oh yeah, well she, blah, 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 instead of being like, you misgendered her. So I usually just kind of jump in and be like, oh, well she, and then I kind of like reinforce that. But yeah, the they, them apocalypse, President Trump, save us from the they, thems. It's so invalidating when people think they're helping. It's just like a big miscommunication and misunderstanding. Kiara, is that your name? Nice to meet you. You came out last year when you were 17 and you're planning to start HRT soon. What advice would you give to new people starting HRT? That's awesome. Congratulations. Okay, 17. I started around then too. Let me see. I'm calculating. So at 17, you've probably gone through a significant portion of like assigned male at birth puberty. Oh, Justine, you're headed out. Have a good night. Have a great weekend. Good to see you. Thanks for joining again. And congrats on your almost 1 year of estrogen. Yeah, so if you're 17, I'm guessing like you're kind of have gone through a little bit of male puberty at least, which means that there's like, you kind of have to like backpedal a little bit. So I would say be kind to yourself. I found out I was trans at 17. So, and I had so many friends who, when I went to trans camp, who were like, 11, 12, 13, 14, already on hormones. And I was like, and like had hormone or, what is it called? Puberty blockers. And I started way later than that. So I had facial hair. I had a deep voice. I had like the muscle growth. And I was like, damn, I don't feel like as feminine as them. Like, the girls whose voices never dropped because they like started on hormone blockers. I didn't get that luxury. So like, enjoy the effects of the hormones. But kind of, be patient with your body. It's gonna be a process, and you'll see results, and you'll feel happier. That was a very long answer. Lexa, may I ask a question, please? It's a bit niche, though. Go for it. Sounds good. But yeah, Kiara, I hope that helps. There's definitely like, if you start after going through some male puberty, there's a lot more you have to do too. Like I had to do electrolysis. I had to do voice training. I had to grow my hair out from nothing. Like there's a lot of catch up to do, but, like kind of set small goals for yourself. And then you kind of see progress. Like I'm going to grow my hair out. I'm gonna like not cut my hair anymore, and I'm just gonna learn how to style it, and kind of get through that like broccoli stage, like I talked about on this week's MTF school, because it's like, I know a lot of girls, and once you start on hormones, you go through girlhood, and you're like, what if I dye my hair a different color? What if I like get bangs? What if I like chop it all off and like have a pixie cut? And then there's so many girls who do that, and then they're like, but I want long hair. And it's like, diva, just let it grow. And like, let it get through the broccoli stage. And then, yeah. Yeah. yeah, like, and I used to bleach the fuck out of my hair too, because I thought that would make me look more feminine, which, you know, I did really enjoy doing the, like, the platinum blonde, or as blonde as I could get it, but the bleaching also kind of like splits your ends and like kills your hair, and then it's that is a very niche question. I'm gonna think about that. I need to have a very educated answer. Kiara, I've been growing my hair for 3 years now, because you knew you were a girl since like 3 or 4 years old, but you didn't know the name until like 10. Oh my God. Wow. That's so awesome. And growing your hair for 3 years now, like, that's awesome. So, head start. That's awesome. Okay. What is the correlation between Pokemon and puppy play within the trans community? I am not a puppy play person, so I'm not sure if I'm qualified to speak on this. I will say, I think the correlation is autism. And I'm saying that as someone with autism. Because I think special interests, and then kind of, you know, like, our community is huge on like cosplaying and, you know, going to cons and stuff. And then I think then you kind of add the sexuality piece and the community piece, and then like the fantasy element and the escapism. Oh, no, you're totally good. No, it was a very interesting question. That's my theory, at least, is that like, finding that sense of community, and especially that escapism with like Pokemon, and having like special interests, and then kind of feeling safer being within the community to experience sexuality, like the girls who date T for T. And, you know, if you love like Pokemon and stuff, then I think kind of like kind of making things less human makes things safer sometimes, because we're not exactly the most beloved faction of the human race. But yeah, the trans agenda has found you. I'm very sorry you are infected. You are officially infected. And that is the end goal for the trans agenda, is for everyone to do Pokemon puppy play. And I wish you well in that endeavor. Kiara, wait, you're autistic too. You are also mildly autistic. Yes, I am. So you can definitely tell by, if no part of this is like a dead giveaway. My special interest are Star Wars, brain rot, fish, Pokemon, Mewtwo. That's more Star Wars. This is more Pokemon. I have a Pokemon mat. It's like a game mat. I play the trading card game. I play Magic the Gathering. I like Hot Wheels. I like Acceleracers. Yeah. So. My autism knows no limits. And my other alphabet soup, I have dissociative identity disorder, and I have CPTSD, ABCDEFG. That is very fair. The puppy play Pokemon were separate content, but yeah, special interest. Yeah, I think the special interest being kind of like a very neurodivergent community, I feel like the special interests kind of merge into the intimate sphere a lot more than neurotypical cishet people, because like we're kind of playing by our own rules, you know. We're kind of already kind of cast aside by society, and we're like, What's more escapism for us, but, you know, safety. And Pokemon makes me feel safe. I love that this is like a... It's so unnecessary to have a straw with this cup. And I love that. What's your favorite Pokemon? And who are your favorite trans content creators that you follow? All right, cold, neglected dinner. You will be moved. So I will not get my clothes or makeup in you. Yeah. Goldfish. Snap that smiles back. Oh, we're getting a wide shot again of the fish. I'm also gonna do a very diva move. Since I ate dinner, I ate that. I'm gonna do bubblegum mouthwash so I don't have food in my teeth when I start doing makeup. Oh, excuse me. I'm gonna make some noises and mute it. Okay. You tried to get a special interest, but you took an arrow to the knee. LOL. What does that mean? Do I get to the Cloud District very often? What's the Cloud District? I haven't heard of that. While you type that. Skyrim. Oh, I have not played Skyrim. I've watched the really funny sex mods, I think, when my first boyfriend played it. And he would watch the YouTube compilations of people messing with the game. But I have not played per se. I do play Breath of the Wild, which is similar. There's one small molecule of food that I must dislodge and remove politely, gracefully, and femininely. I will be back in 17 seconds. I hope my cat didn't get in here. Ooh. Thank you, bitch. Okay. Apologies. It's a meme from Skyrim. Used to be an adventure, but took an arrow to the knee. Okay. I learned something. That's cool, though. Speaking of taking arrows to knees, another segment I love to do on these lives, just for like my own sanity, is I do retail stories of the week. And I talk about like the crazy shit that happens to me as a cashier. So I'm just gonna get settled. Move the blanket. Oh my god, Kat, say hi then. Do you want to say hi? Since you're in here. Come here. Come here. No, bud. I will be evicting you because you will start chewing on wires. Come here. Come on. Ink. Hey. Come here. Psst. Hey. Come say hi. Yeah. I'm just gonna let her out. Ink. Oh, she's under the bed. You bitch. You fucking bitch! Lexa, what did the bra say to the hat? You go on ahead, I'll give these two a lift. Period. Kitty! Yes. She's something. She's like a permanent toddler. Little tuxedo terror. Okay, where was I? Retail stories of the week. I'm going to start with yesterday. Some lady had a full ass cart of groceries, and I said, have a great day. She said, have a great day to me too. Went out into the parking lot, came back in without the cart, knees dripping blood. So not an arrow per se. What was it? She ate shit on the sidewalk. And I was like, oh, why don't you stand next to register 2 or register 3, and I'll keep helping people at register 2 while you, and then I gave her like a bunch of, I gave her, rubbing alcohol and like wipes and stuff, but she like busted her fucking knee open, dude. Like it was like running down her leg, and all the other customers were like in line checking out, like, and I was like, yes, it's a triage, carry on. Ink is making her way towards the door. Oh my god, hey Julia. Hey girl. Yep, Gender Dysphoria. I did not forget. Dysphoria Bible. So this poor lady, I made sure she had everything she needed, and then I gave her a hazmat bag to put the like soaked fucking like paper towels in. What was running down her leg? Blood. Blood, sweat, and tears. She ate shit in the parking lot. I think she tripped over like the curb when she was like putting her card back or something. Apologies. Cat is under the covers. I usually don't show my bedroom because it's kind of not always. Oh my god, this is crazy. Hello? Hello? Ma'am? Hello? Oh my god. What a diva. What a showstopper. She... Okay, Ink. Okay. We gotta give the people what they came for. You're very cute. Okay. 1 second. doing? You are underneath my chicken tenders. You little chicken tender. No, she's going further into the ink. I swear to God. Cat. Urgh. Okay. Eviction. I'll give you treats later. Love you. Why did you just look so offended? I'm so sorry. I love you. She's giving me the... I'm like, bitch. This is a restricted area. Sorry. Okay. Rare moment when you're deeply grateful it's blood and not something else. Tea. Yeah, especially in a pharmacy. You're in a real cute dress. Should you stop at the gas station before you go home? You must. You must tell us. The people want to know. Is the cute transsexual girl working? Tell her to subscribe to MTF School. The issue is you don't want to buy candy and you don't want to walk in and leave without buying anything. That's fair. She's so cozy. I'm jealous of the nappies. I am trying to do a thing now where I like at least take a small nap from when I get home before I get on. Just because I do like 8 hours a day, like in the retail hellscape. And I want to be like kind of like fresh for being able to answer questions and have fun. She wants that blankie something fierce. She resisted. She dug deeper into the blanket. And I was like, bitch, no. I even like got her a special treat today. I got her one of those like pate, like salmon bowl things. And I gave that to her. Oh my God, buy Siggy's. Oh my God. Okay, Julia. If you ever see the cute transsexual girl, here's what you do. You buy a pack of cigarettes. And then you buy them. You pop it. You light one in the store. And then you give her one. And then you're like, and then you like put it out on the counter and like blow her a kiss and then walk out. And then leave the rest of the cigarettes on the counter. You know, that's just what I would do. Used to work with a pharmacist who had a cat named Moxie, which is short for Moxie Floxicam. And a cat named Dex, which is short for dextromethorphan. We had this guy on... What day was it? I don't remember what day it was. Someday, maybe it was last Sunday. Maybe it was Sunday. We had this person, like, because you need to have a U.S. driver's license to get PSE, behind the counter farm, like the good shit Sudafed that you can make meth with, apparently. And he didn't have a U.S. driver's license because he was on a visa, and the pharmacy turned him away from getting, I think it was Broncaid or something. And then he came up to like us at the front. Meth check 2006. You can use a passport. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what the deal was. They turned him away, and then he came up to us and was like giving us shit for it. And we're like, hey, we can't do anything. We can't give you PSE. We can't give you Broncaid or whatever the behind the counter one was. So I don't know what the tea was there. Yeah. Yeah. So the lady, I gave her a bunch of like Band-Aids and stuff, and she took care of her leg, while she was like dripping blood probably on the carpet. I like made sure I like wiped down everything after she left. sometimes it's a pain in the ass to use a passport, especially if the system isn't set up for it. And then you have to sit there and like type in like the whole thing. Yeah. But they are also very busy, so I don't know if they really aren't able to for PSC at our store, or if it's like they just didn't have time for it. But he's like, you guys have to give it to me. And like my coworker was like, go to the hospital. If you are like not able to breathe, go to the hospital. Like, we're not even we don't have any like medical care services. But at the end of the day, you can do it in a book. Oh, really? Okay. I forgot which pharmacy you said you work for. Speaking of arrows and knees, before I share my other retail stories of the week, I busted my knee open. Like the late great Kim Petras says, your boyfriend busts a lot. I busted my knee on a rock when I was in 8th grade. I was playing airsoft, and someone shot me in the back of the neck with an airsoft, because I was still a guy then and like hanging out with all the other guys in the neighborhood playing airsoft, and we used to like chase each other through the woods. And good luck into the gas station. May God go with you. It's that dark night, or whatever the interstellar quote is. No, I'm not going to stand on the swivel chair. But I busted my knee open, and I had to get 16 stitches, I think. Yes, I have not shaved my legs. I'm sorry. So there's like a scar from here to here. I busted that shit open. And that was horrifying. It was merely a flesh wound. Each pharmacy is required to have a physical book they record stuff in when the meth check system is down. Right, because they have... I forgot what that is called, but yes, absolutely. The Meyer pharmacy, which I call Major, used to work at Kroger. Okay. Kiara, as a former retail employee in a supermarket, I hated customers. Like, it gives you the most hell for what other people do, or other people for not serving them what they came from. Yeah. It's like a, and especially like if you're in like in a medical like retail space, that's, but yeah, I haven't worked in a supermarket. But yeah, when I go into supermarkets, I see, okay, so like, okay, in Market Basket, for example, in New Hampshire, I think kids can start working there. Don't quote me on this. Don't sue me. I think they can literally start working there at like 15 or 16. So they have like this whole army of child labor. And it's all these like fucking tiny ass little kids in like tuxedos and shit. And like they have to wear like very, very nice, like a tie. And like I just was like, I'm in there sometimes and I'm just like watching people scream at them, and I'm like, retail. My next retail story of the week. And we'll check in with Julia when she gets back on her adventure. So at my pharmacy, I work on like the retail side. You put in your phone number to get the account that gives you the coupons and the sale prices. But the T is that you can have multiple accounts under the same phone number, which creates some interesting situations where like I'll have people be like, what do you mean my ex-wife is still on my account? Hey, Moss. Like, they'll be like, can I use my ex-wife's coupons? And I'm like, Diva, sure. Let's do it. Fuck that bitch. But then yesterday, this like older lady came in and she gave me her phone number and I was like, okay, there's 2 names on there. Would it be under, Carmela or Josephine? And she's like, Josephine's dead. She was like, get rid of her. And she's like, oh wait, that's mean. And I was like, I started laughing too. And I was like, I hope this isn't like unprofessional, but like, that was really funny. You were just like, get that dead bitch out, drag her out. I was like, fuck. Josephine is dead. Rest in peace, Josephine. Kiara, I was working retail at 16, but you were already 5'11" and used to get screamed at a lot after you, so you quit and became a certified makeup artist. Oh my God. That seems a lot more fun than supermarket retail. But, yeah, it just like, it feels illegal for like kids to be like screamed at by adults in like a job setting, but I don't know. So I'm glad. That's really cool that you're a makeup artist though. That's fun. I hope you really enjoy it. No cute transsexual Julia. We'll get them next time. You used the bathroom and left. Yeah, no, haha, not Josephine. Yeah, justice for Josephine. She's really taken strays still, like, into the, like, people are firing into the ground. Like, they're like, get rid of her. Drag her. But at least people, you know, some people have like a really, at least lady had like a good sense of humor about it, because like sometimes people will be like, oh, she's dead. You need to take that off. And I'm like, whoa, I can't do that. You need to call 1-800-SHOP pharmacy name. Cause like we can't delete accounts. And so usually like, you know, sometimes people can put me in like a really uncomfortable position because of that. And it's like, hey, Julia's cute transsexual is elusive. Maybe they don't never existed. Not me, they, theming. Not the thempocalypse. Wow. I'm such a fucking hypocrite. Maybe she doesn't exist and she is an enigma. And she is just like something that we've collectively created as a community. She's like a tulpa. Julia, my facial hair is actually kind of bad right now, low key, which means noticeable to you. Moss, why? That's not nice. I know. Julia, you haven't shaved your sideburns in like 2 weeks or some shit because it hasn't really been growing in at all. I feel that. Also, like, sometimes I just get lazy. So I feel, it's also like, it's always noticeable to me, but I always forget how like non-noticeable it is to other people. Like, it will take me like a full day or two of growing it out without shaving it for people to notice. But if I miss like by a few hours, I'm like, I did this summer though, on vacation. I did grow my beard out for like 5 days. And it was giving like, what was it giving? Like greasy, rat tail, skater boy, 7-Eleven, snapback cap, monster, Kyle, drywall eating trade. And it was just like a little goatee, which I thought I actually liked it. And then like no one, like I got some weird looks, but like I was like, wow, maybe this isn't as noticeable as I thought. But I felt kind of mask for mask trade, if you know what I mean. You had 10 sessions of laser on your sideburns. Oh my God. Um, 10 sessions. Jesus Christ. Your whole face and neck. Wow. Wow. Usually don't only ever grows in at your chin and upper lip. Yeah, I have mine. I mean, you can see like my razor burn. When I did my electrolysis, because my hair is like naturally like this color, so it wasn't dark enough. I did electrolysis here. I did it here. I did a little bit up here. They started doing the neck, and then it got just too expensive and painful. So like I still have to like shave really down here, but I don't always do a great job. You've got another one coming up in mid-July. Nice. Yeah, I feel you. I love the girls who get the at-home laser, and then they're just like, you know, on FaceTime, just like doing like zapping themselves, and I'm like, that's so tea. Oh, that's my food washcloth. My next retail story of the week. I think this is either Monday or Wednesday. I was up at the register with another cashier, and like 99% of our customers are over the age of 70 and have kind of lost any kind of shred of human decency and politeness, and kind of just like throw tantrums. And so, and we're just supposed to like put up with it, I guess, because, you know, that's part of the job title. But basically this lady was like, she was complaining about like the price like ringing up wrong. And so my coworker was like, do you want me to go look at it? And she's like, well, yeah. And then he was like, okay, I'm going to hold up the whole line and go look at it for you. And she was like, yeah, you should. And I was like, ooh, okay. He comes back and he's like, it was in the wrong place. And she's like, oh, well, it shouldn't be. That's against the rules. And I was like, and I burst out laughing in front of like 2 lines of people. And I was just like, oh my God. Like, I'm having a hard time, like, you know, keeping it professional. I just started laughing because it's just like, oh my God, like, that's against the rules. It's customers like you who like intentionally move stuff into a different price and then claim that, you know, that we need to honor it, or people just like fuck up the shelves and leave it all over the floor, or like in different places. That's not like, that's against the rules. Well, you know, we don't live in a perfect world, Diva. But you don't need to start yelling about it. It's like, okay, it was a $3 difference. Okay. Veronica, nice, lovely meeting you all. Hope you can make time to join these sessions often. Awesome. Nice to meet you too. Have a great weekend if you're headed out. We are here every Friday night from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, sometimes later. That's against the rules, Julia. But yeah, nice to meet you. Good luck with work and everything. And yeah, if you can, come hang out next week and keep us posted on everything. And yeah, nice to meet you. And I can't remember, did you want to be added to the Discord? I can't remember if you did tell me and I just didn't write it down. Moss, you're having, whoa, bye Diva, have a good night. Bye Moss, thanks for hanging out. Or good to hang out with you. See you back in Discord. You sent some pretty fire memes. Veronica, thanks. All right. Have a great weekend. And best of luck on your hormone starting. That part, Ahab, period. Ahab, old people love wrong placed items. They always try to get a deal from weirdness. They are lonely and bored. I swear to God, there's this one lady who I used to hate when she came in, and I used to be like, oh my God, I'm not ringing her out, because she'll like, I think there's definitely some mental health issues happening. Oh, you're still here? Oh, I'm sorry. Moss, you were saying goodbye to Veronica? Oh, Ahab, Veronica did want to join. She's DC'd, but 80% sure she opted in. Okay, thank you. Thank you for catching that. I try to follow everyone back too who hangs out. Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, sorry, Moss. My context clues got lost. I've just been like furiously ranting about retail. Yeah. But yeah, that lady was... Whoo! Oh, so, okay, so I was starting to say, there's this lady who comes in, definitely some mental health issues. I don't know what. Coupons are linked to a phone number. So you can't just like grab someone else's coupons and like use them. So she like would come in and like claim to have lost like a $10 coupon or like a $13 rewards coupon. And then just like be like, no proof of it. And then like force us to like try to honor it. And we're like, no. And she's like, well, I'll go talk to your manager. And then she got the same answer. And then she's like, well, I'll talk to corporate. But one time she literally like was at the register giving me so much shit about this. And I'm like, I need to have physical proof of this coupon, whether it's an email, whether it's a text message, whether it's a fucking ripped up piece of paper that you've like shat on. Like, I need something. And she was like giving me the fucking worst time. And then she literally was like, turned to the customer at the line next to her and said, he took it. And I went, right. Okay. Noted. Heard. And then every time she came in, I would like get this like sense of dread, because it was just like, I'm like, she's not fighting with me on the same plane of reality, and that is not something I have control over. So I usually am just like, manager. But she seems, I think she got help or something, or like new meds or something. She's like, she comes in now and like she's very with it, and she's like making jokes with me. I think she remembers like, you know, being like a psychopath customer. Yeah, it was bad, but like she seems like she's doing a lot better now, and actually I enjoy talking with her now, because she's not like accusing customers of things or like, you know, trying to tell me how the rules work. So I was like, she's actually like kind of a key now, and I'm like, when she comes in, I'm like, I see you, Diva. Step 1, imagine a coupon. Step 2, apply it. Or like, it'll like, people will be like, I had this guy today, and it's like, his coupon expired on the 25th, but it's the 26th. And he's like, but that looks like a 6. Are you sure it's and he's like, oh yeah, it's a 25. And I'm like, I turn my screen on, I'm like, it rejects it. Like, usually if people like kind of give me shit about like expired coupons, I'm like, it rejects it. So like, there's nothing I can do. He was very sweet though. So like, usually people kind of give me a lot of shit if like I say you can't use a coupon. Julia, a guy stormed up to you while you were ringing someone else up today and accused you of keeping his driver's license. And he told you to look on his bag for his driver's license. What the fuck? That's, another reason why I hated working in the pharmacy is, like, the bitches who needed their Adderall, like, this old lady would come in and she's like, you should know by now that I have, like, driver's license. You should have it on file. You should blah, 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 like, and we're like, no, every time you get a controlled substance, you have to present an ID for us to give it to you. And, like, she left it in her truck and she wanted to, like, instead of getting back in line, she wanted to, like, make it stop. Ah. And then after a minute, he said, oh, it's in his wallet. Yup. Miss Train. It's the cargo train, so she's about 3.5 miles long. I'm proud of it. Ahab, back when you worked at a customer service desk at a big grocery store, it was just policy to make you run even expired coupons if they made a stink. Override powers. Yeah, I don't have those powers, and also I do not want to be a key holder. Train compilation when? I definitely have one cooking for the Will of the Hunted, like the outtakes from this season. Because about 2 floors down where we film in the studio, she still makes herself known. The more controlled, the better the substance. The guy didn't even apologize. Fucking chud. Train visit, Ahab, yep. Oh my god. But yeah, like, yelling at us, you should have my ID on file by now. I'm here every fucking third Thursday. And we're like, yeah, like, oh my god, just, you're making it, like, so difficult for everyone. Like, I don't know. That's what happens when people don't have therapy, is they go to retail and they're like, ooh, service worker. While they're in this position, while they're clocked in, their rights are diminished enough for me to kind of slip some of my own fucking bullshit in as a punching bag. Your opinions do not represent those of the... Oh, you do work for them? Oh, okay, gotcha. T. I didn't know that, that is that's a pharmacy. Ahab, service desk stories. Guy with mismatching ID and proof of residence tried to Western Union $30,000, which is a cash deal. I definitely deal with a lot of that too. We do MoneyGram. But my grandfather, before he passed, was heavily scammed for like tens of thousands, if not more. So like, and he had dementia. So I was just like, I kind of trying to be like really, kind to those people. And they have a little like blurb that they have to read before like we can accept, or like they can accept the gift card for like $500. But then they like, a lot of times if they either don't know that they're being scammed, or like they'll get really defensive and yell at me. And I am, once they start like getting angry with me, I'm like, okay, here, take the card, take it. I tried. We had this guy yesterday, and it was really sad. Like, he was like, he bought like a $200 Apple gift card, and then he was like on the phone in the lobby, which is a bad sign. And he came in and he's like, it didn't work. And he brought it up to me, and I was like, let me take a look. So I like matched the last four digits on the receipt to the card. I'm like, no, it's active. And then I was like, I don't know what to do. So I like called up like my coworker, who's a supervisor, And then this guy starts talking about how the card wasn't working for car repairs, which is what the person on the other end was asking the money for. And they had already made them like send multiple gift cards or something. And our supervisor came up and was like, Diva, do you know who you're sending this to? Because you can't use an Apple gift card for car repairs. Like, please, you are getting scammed. Please stop sending money. And I don't know if we got through to him or not, but it was like, we tried. Ahab, manager took the money to the back room to count it while you did the paperwork. $30,000. Mismatching ID. Oh my God, I thought that was like a drag thing. Like, please all want to say it's mismatching ID. No, mismatched ID and address is illegal because of Patriot Act. Had to turn him down while the management had his money. He freaked out. Oh my God. That's so scary. Julia, rare positive retail story. A girl from Kentucky came in and I was ringing her up and she had a pretty thick accent. She was your age, born in 2002. And she looked at me and said, you know, you're real purty. And it was very sweet. It was so much nicer hearing it from a girl your age than a middle-aged man. Wake that up. Uploading your car to the cloud. Those scams are fucking brutal. This was a foreign national sending money home. It was interesting. Happy to help. Just not getting screwed by the Patriot Act. Yeah, like, I don't know if that's like felony level. Like it's money laundering for damn sure. Like if you like let that slide. Oh. Julia can literally do you know 9/11? I wasn't born at those times. You have a friend who you bonded with over that, actually, Julia. 9/11. I'm just kidding. What was I gonna say? Thoughts all left. What was I gonna say? I had another retail story. It'll come back. Oh yeah, that is felony money laundering with the risk of terroristic funding and such crazy stuff. Yeah, what I was going to say is, there's this one time, positive retail story. Julia, your friendship formed over not having been around for 9/11. Stressful utero times, you came out ready for life. Positive retail story. There was this, oh my gosh, this kid, I felt so bad for him. We have a lot of people, because we're like a tourist store, and we like, or there's a huge tourist industry on the coast where we are. So there's a lot of like, people like working from other countries and then like sending money back from like Venezuela, Colombia, Jamaica, especially Jamaica. And this like 18-year-old kid like didn't have a phone and he wanted to send money back to his family, and he spoke Spanish and like had no English, and he like, you needed a phone to like start the application or whatever, and everyone just kept telling him no, and he was like, and I kind of like went beyond the Call of Duty, and I was like, let's call. I just used my phone and I let him like call like MoneyGram or whatever and like start the transaction. Because then you can go to the kiosk and then you can pay at the register or whatever. And I took like a couple years of Spanish in high school. So I was like badly kind of trying to help him and like translate him. And like, we were going through like the menu options and it was like, I think it was Honduras maybe that he was from, but I helped him, and I think he got the money to his family. He just needed a phone and he didn't have a phone. And he like he was so sweet. I think if I'm thinking of the right kid, he literally was like, he got back in line to try to thank me, and he was like, "Do you want McDonald's?" And I was like, I can't accept tips or anything, but thank you. And he was very sweet, and I felt really good about doing that. But usually, like, I try not to like let people use my phone or anything, because that's just usually like really a bad, that's, I don't know. Or like people who like, your Wi-Fi's not working and I really need to send this picture to the kiosk and print it. Can I use your personal hotspot? I will never do that again. Also, older cashier today shows me a Facebook video at volume level 96 in front of customers, and like is ignoring customers to show me a video of, what is it, Andy Serkis doing Gollum voice and reading Trump's tweets. And I was like, okay, there's customers, I gotta, like, diva, place and time diva. And then he did it to my supervisor while we had like vendors waiting for her, and the vendors are standing there like, while he's like forcing her like at gunpoint to watch this Facebook video and laugh. Ahab, oh god, no personal hotspot ever. Yeah, for real. Julia, my mom told me I had trauma because she was pregnant with me when 9/11 happened, and you're like, damn, out of all the traumas in my life, that is not one of them. I would actually be a doctor right now if it wasn't for 9/11. Someday, hopefully, you will still be a doctor. Are you in pre-med, Ahab? Julia, one time you gave a woman in the store $250. Or maybe more. What? Diva? Why? $250? That's scary. You're in a med lab science program right now. You want something you can fall back on if med school doesn't work out. Cool. I hope it does work out. Ahab, Jesus Christ, take my soul to hell. Love Andy Serkis, but pollution, voice trauma from when those came out. Julia, but you eventually want to go to med school and become an endocrinologist specializing in gender affirming care. Wake that up. She asked you for money and you gave her 20. Wait, how did you... I really hope you mistyped that. I really hope you didn't give her $250. But also, kudos if you can just hand that out. Ahab, seems like a solid plan, Julia. That is an awesome path. Run a clandestine hormone lab. And then she was like, no, do not give me money, I beg you. Just pay for baby food for my child. Oh. Yeah. She kept the 20, and then it turns out baby food is really expensive. People who bring their children into retail stores and then when they scream, they deserve like reserved seating in hell. Like, don't put everyone in the fucking store through that. Also, the people who just don't watch their kids and the kids are like, oh my god, like trashing the shelves. I want this one. Mommy, I want this one. Mommy, I want this one. Mom, why can't I get it? Get it. Mama, mom. Moss. Okay, now I have to go to Ziva. I'm sorry. I try to get on later. You're good. Have a good night if I don't see you. Thanks for hanging out. See you on Discord. And I get really fucking petty when people like aren't like watching their kids. And was it the other day we had like a whole line of people, and there was a couple at one register next to me with their 2 kids, and the 2 kids were standing in front of my register just doing fuck all and like staring at me like, and then the person behind them in line is like, and I'm like, oh, you can, and then I was like, I can help the next person in line. And then I look down at the kids and I'm like, maybe. So, Ahab, so what we were told is baby formula is common cutting agent for Coke, any white powder. Baby formula? But also it sells really easy on the street because people need it badly. I did not know that. Wow. All right, see you in a little bit, Julia. What, did I miss any? Lady eats shit in parking lot, check. Josephine's dead, get rid of her, check. That's against the rules, check, but made note that she kind of gave, I wanted pictures of Spider-Man! That was her. Check. I've done that impression. There's something I'd like to define as the eye contact threshold. And this specifically applies to old men. Oh, I remembered the story I was going to tell earlier. Same to you. You're returned. Blessed be. Welcome. I don't like being not behind the counter and helping customers, especially when I'm out in the store, because then they can kind of corner you, and I don't like how physically close they can get. And at my store, the photo kiosks are outside the counter, and you have to go around and stand next to them, which is really uncomfortable. And I helped this guy once, and originally he seemed like a really sweet old guy, and I was like doing everything I could to help him. I was like, let me just use your phone. It's going to be easier. I'll just do it real quick. I'll send the pictures. They'll start printing. This one guy, he won't stop thanking me, which is a red flag. And I'm like, Diva, it's fine. It's pictures. It's pictures. And then he came up to the counter to buy the pictures. And then he was like, where's your manager? And I was like, he's around. Maybe I did tell the story. And he was like, you need to tell your manager that you're going to do very well here because you're very nice for old guys to look at. And you have a great attitude. And I went, right. Ew. Ew. And then he left, and I told my manager, I went up and like joking, I was like, just want to let you know, this customer says that I'm nice for old guys to look at, and I'm going to do well here. So that guy came in today. I didn't even recognize him. He came up and I was like, oh, do you have a phone number with us? He goes, oh, you're my photo lady. And I went, right. I went, oh. And then he's like, you've been printing a lot of pictures lately. And I went, oh my God. Do you want a bag? Do you want a receipt? Please get the fuck out. And then he was like, what was he like? He's like, oh, you're going to be a manager here someday. Just watch. Tell your manager. Like, watch out. And I was like, my manager's standing next to me, mind you. And then finally I'm like, like, being like, here's your change. Bye. He leaves. And then my manager turns to me and he's like, is that the guy? And I'm like, yes, that is the guy. Watch this. Like, I'm so tired of these people. Yikes, that is such a wild move. Second, hard, terrified, and cringed. It's like, so the eye contact threshold is my bonus topic for this week's MTF school. And it especially adheres to old men. Some guy came up to me and I was trying to help him today out in the store, which hate that. And okay, don't get me wrong. I love helping people, but the second someone is rude to me or makes me feel uncomfortable, I shut down. And then I'm like looking for an out. So this guy, he's like, I have a bunch of questions. And I went, great. I just said, And he was like, where can you get a rain poncho around here? And I went, well, there's some right behind you. And then he's like, where can you get Dramamine? And I was like, I was 16. And he's like, oh, good. And like, would not break eye contact with me. And I'm like, and I was like, oh, okay, I see what's happening here. You don't actually need help. You're just being gross. So the eye contact threshold was exceeded, and I went, aisle 21, and I walked away. And then I saw him, like, make his way back towards the register a few minutes later, and I was like, fuck this. And I dipped and went right to the back room. And then, of course, they fucking called me for backup. And then I had to go up to the register, and I was like, he was, like, one person behind the person I had in line, and I stalled that person out so hard so that he would have to go to the older gentleman who was next to me, and it worked. And I was like, because he would have just been so fucking creepy at the register too. I'm sorry, this entire life has just been retail. Yeah, that's my retail. Those are my retail stories for the week. But yeah, I just keep reminding myself, I'm a small business owner. And one day, hopefully, I won't have to put myself through this to be able to pay for therapy. But until then, I'm getting really good at like standing up for myself though. And I'm actually really proud of myself because like I've mentioned, like last year when I was like I would dissociate and black out if people were rude to me. The classic stalling them out. Oh, do you want to like update your phone number? Yay, thanks. We love the retail stories. Yay. Thank you. I enjoy telling them. It makes me feel like validated because like I know a lot of you guys are or have worked in retail. You low-key cut the fuck out of your face, Julia. First time bleeding from shaving in a hot minute. Oh, that's the worst. Oh, shaving cuts are the fucking worst. Because then the water gets in it and it's like... I totally forgot where I was going with that. Classic stalling them out. Yeah. Oh, so I would dissociate till I blacked out. But this year, I've done so much fucking work on myself that I really fucking speak up for myself now. And today, entire store of tourists, I was the only one on register. And it was very obvious that no one was helping me. And I had like 10 people in line. I had 2 people at self-checkout. And I was like, back up. No one came. And then I literally was just like, Bueller? Anyone? No one? Cool. And I just got so fucking mad. And I was like, cool. I'm doing this by myself. And then, finally someone did come and back up, which like, they had stuff going on, I understand. But I was just like, some lady came up to me. She was in line and she's like, wow, they're really making you do everything, huh? And I had other people standing, like, who I worked with standing next to me. And I was like, yeah, but I'm trying my best. Like, trying to be, like, really, like... And then, I finally got to my lunch break, and I was like, yo, someone needs to be up here with me this afternoon. I am not going to be up here by myself. And then I walked off and had lunch. And it worked. Because guess who got to push truck? Guess who got to do the inventory out on the floor in the afternoon? With the caveat that I would help back up, but I wouldn't be the primary. And I was like, thank you. And I felt bad for like yelling at a coworker, but I was just like, this is not okay. Like, for customers to be saying it to me is like really humiliating. Especially like when no one's helping me. But I like, there were things happening. People were busy, I understand. But it was still like, okay, y'all are claiming it's summer tour season. We need to have two people on register at all times. But I advocated for myself, and I got better treatment. And that's on that diva power move. You got Julia. Yeah, you're okay. You just sliced open a tiny pimple bump thing. Oh God. Good plonk though, Ahab. It's low-key a lot of blood, but lucky I've gotten oodles of the stuff. You're practically overflowing with it, Julia. Customers are food, not friends. The worst is like when our inventory comes in, it comes in all these like totes that are stacked like this high, and it could have food in it, could have shampoo. A lot of times like shampoo or bleach will like break, and it'll like drip down through all the other totes. And I was like, oh, I'm holding something that's wet and I don't know what it's wet from. And I like told like one of like my new coworkers, and they were like, I was like, mystery fluid in truck again. And then that new coworker was like, story of my life. And I was like, heard. Oh my God, now it's getting really hot. Time for some grounding. I definitely spend most of my day dissociated at work. So when I talk about it, sometimes I can get really dissociated as well. So we're going to start with some anti-dissociation tutorial. We're going to start with some water and some like cold water on a towel, and we're going to go. Mystery fluids are the worst part. Do you have powder stuff for spills? I think we do. We should. Wait, yes, we do. We do. I have used that before. Except when you drop the powder, it all is in the air, and I like was like choking on like asbestos or something. The worst has been purple shampoo, because that shit stains everything. I need to blow my nose. I need 11.7 seconds. God damn it, I forgot to mute it. It's fine. Whoa, so dissociated. Okay, positive affirmations. Everyone's not trying to kill me. Everyone doesn't hate me. And I'm safe. I'm in my home. And I have things to make me feel grounded. Face smooshing for grounding power. Exactly. Oh, yikes. You made me think of the purple ketchup from back in the early aughts. So stainy. What was the, have you watched Rick and Morty? Do you know the, what was it, the Szechuan sauce from McDonald's that like they did a whole episode on? Like there was like a 90s thing. I think it was from like the Mulan like era. I don't know. I was born during 9/11. Just kidding. I was born in 98. That's very sweet. Yeah, thank you. I need to, when I'm going through retail stores, I need to like, be like, okay, let's stop at 1 or 2. Otherwise, I'm gonna like spin the fuck out. 9/11 divides our birth. You were born on one side of the tower and I was born on the other. Thank you, Ahab. The Szechuan sauce. You got it. 90s shit that turned into chaos at McDonald's. Kira, you're coming back just now. Hey. I'm grounding and recentering. And I've gone through everything on my lesson plan. Oh, what's the other thing? Positive things to think about and focus on. Mike got me this. Gag. I think it was at Target. Or Walmart. Walmart or Target. Like, I don't even want to use it. But I think it would be really cunty to use for lives. It's so Diva Cup coated. But like, oh my god, it's beautiful. Fun random age stories. You were born the night the Berlin Wall fell. I have a friend who I grew up with who was born on April 20th. So her birthday was 4/20. I think it was also maybe Hitler's birthday. And it was also like the anniversary of the Columbine shooting, I think. I may not be remembering those exactly. But it was like, damn, bitch. Like a struggle. Or like all the people whose like birthdays are on like 9/11. Like after like 9/11 happened, if you were born before 9/11, they're probably like the MTF and MTF stands for the MT and MTF stands for Mewtwo. Mewtwo is the ultimate doll. The thick thigh representation, but also kind of like bricky. I'm just kidding. Hitler's birthday and Columbine. Yep. Hout. Yes, it is the big bad guy's birthday on 4/20. Nice to meet you. Not the bad guy. Not the big bad guy, but nice to meet you. I don't think I've talked to you before on here. Yeah, so like, people would give her some shit for it, and like, I felt bad. Like, you can't control what day your birthday is. Also, like, going back to being a twin, having to share your birthday, you know? But then my first boyfriend, his birthday was like December 24th. So like, damn, bitch, no one cares about your birthday because it's Christmas. Like, womp womp. I like having my birthday when I was growing up because it's August 23rd. It was like evenly spaced between like Christmas and like all the other holidays. So like, you know, I kind of had something to look forward to. You remember Columbine Live? Holy fuck. You're a friend of Julia's. You do the dissections. You mentioned. Wait, so you're the was it necropsy specialist? You dissect dogs, right? You don't work at Walmart. Birthdays be sneaking up us on us all. Share your birthday, girl. Share my birthday. Oh, August 23rd. I'm gonna be turning 28. Whoa. Necropsy tech. That's really cool. How did we even start having that conversation, Julia, if you're still here? It was like, we were talking about pets or something. And then I was talking about how I've had like friends be like, oh, you know, my cat's anal glands had to be expressed. And then I think Julia said something about like when you were that sometimes you like see them when like you're necropsying dogs or something, and I was just like, you what? So nice to meet you. Dog anal glands, period. Oh, share it nicely with Ben. Yeah. we used to have like themed birthday parties, and you know, luckily like a lot of our friend group kind of overlapped for a long time, so that kind of worked out. But yeah, always had to share everything. But yeah, no, I love my birthday now, like with him, because like that's like one of the times we really get to see each other. And he always has like some like I think, was it last summer, the summer before, he gave me like an Xbox for my birthday. I was like, ah, and I was like the diva on Medicaid. I was like, thank you. But yeah, love him. Luke talks to you about anal glands sometimes because he dissects dogs, period. Well, nice to meet you, Luke. You need to be careful not to cut them because they stink up the whole lab when you puncture them. Important lessons learned. Pop it! Do they make a sound when you pop it? Okay, I need time out for that one. Do they like give like a little like firework emoji? I was almost gonna drink out of this. There's nothing in it. Whoa. I also stole this from the store, which isn't stealing because it's not technically an item. Couldn't find what you're looking for? Check back soon for more Pokemon trading card game products. They've likely all been stolen because that's what people do at our store. But I was like, gag it. I bought a product though, and the tag accidentally was in the bag. Julia, squelch. You don't hear any weird sounds, but there's a lot of weird smells and visuals. That's crazy. Julia, fun fact about Luke. He's a shrine of monkey prostates he snuck home with. He has like 30. You're fucking lying. I'm blocking you if you're telling the truth. I am taking away your moderator privileges. They're all preserved with formalin. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Monkey prostates, are they dry samples? My first boyfriend was a CNA student. This autistic ass motherfucker. Not only was he transphobic, but he was like getting his phlebotomy license while we were dating, and he would beg, so that he would he could practice on me, because you have to like have like a certain number of blood draws or whatever to like. I would sit in bed at night after a long day at school, and I would let him draw my blood. God damn, was I desperate for attention. And then he would keep it. He probably still has it. But then, motherfucker wouldn't let me spoon him because I had male genitals. Then wanted to ask my doctors when I had orchiectomy if he could keep them in a jar. Ah! So, like, yeah, that was definitely, like, some, like, Billy the Kid shit. No, not your moderator privileges. I tried to give them the Ahab, too, and I can't figure out why it's not letting me. Lucas, she's lying. Also, dog prostates look much cooler than monkey prostates. Heard. Julia, you low-key want to keep yours if you get an orky. I think it'd be kind of sick decor. I'm super autistic and didn't realize that until I was 20 5 years old. Kiara, hey, good night, everyone. It was nice being here. Can you all check out my Instagram account? Kiara Hiranju, if you're interested. By the way, I'll be back next live. All right, well, nice to meet you, and we'll see you next week. And good luck on starting hormones, if that's happening this week or soon. Yeah, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. I'll write down your name. It's so you can feel extra special. That's why it's not working with Ahab. Like it won't give me the option. I don't know. Luke, it told you the chat was being moderated. Oh my god. Wait, I'm trying to figure out Ahab, what your message goes to. Oh my god, he can frame you for so many crimes. That dude sounds shitty AF. That fear is crazy. Oh, my first boyfriend. He is guilty of a lot of things, that's for damn sure. Lucas, you swear you annoy Julia all the time about your job. It's gross and she gets icked out, but you love your job in a respectful way. It's so, I know, Julia loves saying like the most unhinged shit, so I'm like, sometimes I'm like, are you, let it be known you are being moderated. That guy sounds like a little bitch. I hate him. He used to go to massage parlors. He has your blood for splattering at crime scenes. Oh, it popped up with a message, but it just told you that the chat was being moderated. I need to sit down. You say the most unhinged shit and what? I'm kind of like trying to feel out the vibe. Should I take a turn into talking about podcast stuff, or should we stay light and have fun? Fish! I made a reel with that. And Mike said he liked it, and he collabed on it. Please follow Mike and comment fish. Massage parlors is such a wild one. I know plenty of people who have been once, but it sounds horrifying. Oh, the fishies! Yeah. And massage parlors are usually trafficked women. So I was like, work. He like told me that he did that, or like I saw him on Rub Maps, which is like some icky, gross fucking website that like you can read the reviews of massage parlors, and he was doing that while we were like together, and I was like, okay, so have you been to them? And he was like, yeah, but like before we started dating. yeah, mind you, same guy who, Julia, sexual slavery, yeah. I'm getting ready to put out the next Healing Journey episode on the Will of the Hunted. And something came up in EMDR pretty recently. I think I talked to you guys about this, that I had blacked out, but I was complicit in a robbery. Complicit. And then like more stuff came up and I was like, oh, right. So like, I'm like about that stuff right now. Sorry. I kind of like totally like, when you said framed, I was like, oh yeah, been there. Massage therapy places good equals good. Normal massages. Massage parlors are usually sketchy looking until you're not expecting female customers, and usually big language barriers. Very scary stuff. Yeah, and like when we were dating, he was like freaking out because one of them got busted for trafficking when I didn't really know what trafficking was and I hadn't been in it yet. And I was just like, what the fuck did you do? Like, EMDR is really pulling it up. Yeah, and so the thing that I'm gonna talk about is like how when you're in trafficking, traffickers will make you complicit in crimes so that you can't go forward to police and get help. And my body was just like, let's just black all of that out. Because like, I was drugged, chained out, like forced to do everything, like you know what I mean? So like, but then I was like, I didn't remember any of it. I was like, why do I feel like a horrible person? Why am I like always looking around like when cops pass by? Like, and now I'm like, EMDR was like, hey Diva, we did some stuff we wouldn't have done on our own. Obviously like I was like literally like someone took my hands and like dipped it metaphorically in blood and was like, oh, dirty, guilty. So I'm like, I've been working very hard on like, and I was working in EMDR yesterday on like, writing letters to myself and being like, actually, you know what? Fuck it. I was like writing letters to myself and to forgive myself for like blacking out, you know, those memories. And I was like, you know, it wasn't my fault. I had no say and I also didn't remember it, so that when I did get out, I was able to live without that guilt as long as I could. So, and, like, but like, I still felt the guilt. EMDR sounds like mushrooms a bit, half joking, but the experience sounds relatable there. Yeah, it's like, holy fuck, what am I... Yeah, and it's like a bad dream, but then you're like, oh, all of this happened, and I just have to accept it. Like, bad juju. But it's like, fuck, like, the only way I'm gonna feel better is if I just let it play out and accept it. And, like, be like, I protested the second I got to that house. That first night, I was like, hey, I don't like this. I want to leave. And they were like, no. And then 2.5 weeks, a lot of it was blacked out. And then I was used as bait to rob someone. And I knew about it. And I tried to tip it off because I was like, hey, I don't want this kid to get fucked up. But then, like, it went beyond that too. And it was just like, oh my God, of course I like don't remember this, because like, and it's not my fault. It's not my fault. And I'm not a fucking criminal, even though I felt like one for years and I didn't know why. Self-letters seemed like such a good idea. Haven't been able to bring yourself to do that. Yeah, that's like a lighter form of EMDR. Like when you're doing like the actual like reprocessing, bringing up memories, that's the like heavy shit. But if you do letters back and forth, oh my god. Lucas is like, I thought we were talking about glance. You don't know your story, you're just here to vibe because Julia talks about loving these streams. But you seem like you've been through a lot, and I'm proud that you're so strong. Thank you. That's so sweet. Thank you so much. Hold on, I'm screenshotting that. It's gonna pause the live. I'm so sorry. Back. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. And I'm done punishing myself for it. Like, tried that. Didn't help. So healing is the tea at this point, and that just means accepting a lot of shit and then be like, this isn't me. That's not me. That's someone else's shit. That's someone else's problem. Oh yeah, get to integrate that history, which doesn't make it easier to go through them one by one. Yeah. And like I've been having this like big debate about like whether or not I should like talk about it, because I was like, I don't want people to immediately like without context be like, oh, you're a criminal. And it's like, okay, that's not how that works. And like if you think that way, you're part of the problem. But I'm also like kind of willing to fall on that knife to be like, this is how victims get trapped in trafficking and can't get out, because someone else, like, like I said, like if someone else dips your hands in blood and is like, oh, you have blood on your hands, you're guilty. That doesn't make you guilty. So I'm like willing to kind of open up about that on the finale for The Will of the Hunted. I'm not going to get into like the stuff beyond the robbery right now, because like it's gross, and like I don't want people to just like show up and be like, ah, or like, I feel like nobody reasonable who understood the situation could blame you. Thank you. Yeah. Like, I had no choice, and I also blacked it out because I didn't have any choice. So, but with the framed thing that was sad was like, the whole thing was like, a lot of times, sex work and trafficking can be used as an excuse for robbery, because you can frame people, because like basically like I was trafficked, and like, so someone wanted to like rob someone I was interested in, so they like set up this like fake date for us, and then like I was like, oh my god, yay, we're gonna hang out. And then when he came over, it was like, uh-oh. And then I was like, oh no, hey, just a heads up, I don't think this is a date, sorry, please leave. And wasn't able to. And then like, but then instead of just robbing him, he was now framed for like being a customer of prostitution. And it's like, he wasn't a customer, like neither of us. So that like the handler could take the money basically, and like took his phone and wallet and stuff, and was like, then he couldn't go forward, because like if he went forward, he would look like he was a customer. Why did you go into that situation? Why were you going into a room with a chain of girl? Like, what were you doing there? And it's like, so he didn't go forward, and then I didn't go forward because it was like, I was told that like the police were going to treat me worse because of a trans girl, and like they wouldn't help me and stuff. So I was like, cool, just going to forget about it. But yeah, but then it was like, but then like handler made off with the money, and both of us ended up with like guilt complexes probably, because then it's like we were both like fucking puppeted, and like then the whole thing was able to be framed as like illegal sex work instead of just, yeah. So it's like, wow, hate remembering that, but like I am feeling better the more I kind of understand what my trauma symptoms are that are me versus that situation that I've been like fucking exorcisming. That's not a word. Exorcising out of myself. to be like, okay, who was I before all that? Let's get back there. So yeah, no, so that's why I kind of like choked up a little bit when I saw your comment. And I know you had like, you didn't mean anything by it. And it was, you were just kind of like picking fun at my first boyfriend, which like, yeah, obviously like he deserves it. But, yeah, criminal justice system is so broken. Okay. I didn't know if I was going to, I'm curious for your thoughts. So since the justice system pretty much laughed at me, I'm kind of thinking about, since they dropped my case and they're like, there's no case, I'm kind of thinking about making my file publicly accessible. And then kind of like in the next healing journey update, be like, here's my buyer, here's my handler. So then I can leave it behind and I'm never going to fucking go forward again. Why the fuck would I? Like the justice system fucking sucks. So I'm like kind of thinking I'm just going to like make a Google Drive and then put everything in it that involves the handler or the buyer and not anything involving any other survivor or like my friends and family. Just that stuff in like my medical records, and then just like be like, okay, it's there. If like any other survivor of that person needs to see it, it's there. If like, you know, armchair detectives want to see it, it's there. But like, then I'm not like posting like the people who did it like publicly, because I don't want to put myself in danger, but also I don't want to like sit on all of that information. If that makes, could there be a defamation case? That's also my question, is like, you know, I don't know. So it's like something, it's an idea I have that I'm like kind of, I need a lot of consideration on. But you don't know anything about the stuff, but stay safe with it. Thank you. Yeah. It's just like, so it's so fucking like annoying though, because like the justice system like keeps protecting these people because like, oh, victim didn't have enough evidence, sorry. Noted, Ahab. Okay, thank you. So it's like, and then, oh my god, so like that my handler had like a previous arrest for like a DUI hit and run with officers or whatever, and like that's the only thing publicly that like he had been arrested for, not trafficking obviously, but like, and then you know, he told me he was framed and like, well, like I'm gonna get expunged, I have a lawyer working on it. And it was like, shit. So 7 years later, and how many more kids has he gone through? And then someone commented on that article, and it was a mom, and she's like, this man is a predator. I don't know what to do. He has my kid. Because like he never gets arrested, and like no one stops him, and the police are like, we can't do anything. Where's your rape kit? Oh, sorry. Huh? Sorry. So I'm like, god damn it. I might need to do your idea 12 card Ahab, because it's just like I need, if you know, the more things get like protected, the more people get protected, the more it keeps happening. Obviously, like my safety is the priority though, so that's something I have to prioritize. Yeah, and if not like all the files, at least like, here's a clip of us together, no context, just yeah, sorry this got so dark, guys. Yeah, hit and run DUI is pretty fucking crazy. Yeah, this guy's like a fucking nightmare monster. Oh, don't date this man groups are good too. And like what sucks is like he had me like, because he, like, was stealing my money, too. Like, he was using my debit card. And, like, he made me, like, set up a LinkedIn for him. Like, he was gonna get a job. So now there's, like, this, like, LinkedIn profile out there that I can't touch. That literally makes him look like someone he's not. And, like, he was, like, involved with, like, the Boys and Girls Club. Like, it's just, like, so fucking disgusting. And I'm like, cool. Anyways. So I'm like, I really want to leave my story behind by, like, kind of, if I can, if it is safe enough to kind of have that information be available to people if they need it. Because it's, for fuck's sake, not going through the Suffolk County District Attorney's Office. And they said it's not necessary. Like, my medical records and all that shit wasn't necessary. So I was like, okay, cool. So what do I do? Just, like, sit on it? And, like, let more people get hurt? Like, I don't know. LinkedIn is exclusively for lying. Yeah. Yeah, and, like, that was a huge red flag, but it was, like, I think he claimed that he did that in, like, the early 2000s. And he was also, like, exchange student coordinator, which, like, hello, trafficking. Justine, that is so gross. Sorry you had to deal with them. Thank you. I'm just, like, I'm trying to find my justice, and, you know, trying to figure out what I can do that's, like, that still maintains my safety, but also stops protecting these people, because, yeah. So, yeah. Tune in to The Will of the Hunted on July 13th. But yeah, so, like, I'm gonna be talking about that. They'll be right back. The videos become unsynced from the audio on your end. Oh, you're good. So I'm gonna be talking about that, but then there's also, like, a lot of good stuff that I'm gonna be talking about as well, like how I was able to find the kid who got robbed, who I'd forgotten about, and I was able to, like, he, like, works at a public university. I was able to send him a postcard, and that made me feel really good. So, and also, he did not blame me for what happened, because he tried to help me get out. So then I knew that I wasn't guilty, and that made me feel better. I'm not back. Say nice things about. You have. Sorry, my Wi-Fi just cut out. I'm back. I was gonna say amazing outfits, great sense of humor. Always on the lookout for cute gas station attendants in the trans community. Whoa, we went on a Wi-Fi journey. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna put on some more relaxing music. But everything is fucking copyrighted. Sorry, 1 second. Let me just put on. How about just listening to nature? Thank you, Diva. Hilarious science girly showing up for everyone. Julia's awesome. Like, I don't know, like, it's so cool to, like, have, like, a group of you guys who I know who are, like, probably gonna be here every Friday night. And, like, it's really fun knowing that, like, people are gonna, like, want to hang out. And, yeah. That makes me feel good. You guys are so sweet. Yeah. I have so much fun. And, like, you just remind me of like so many friends that I've had in the trans community, like other girls. So like, I just click, like, you know. And I like I can't really process the whole like how people see me as like a content creator. So like I just kind of am like, I just want to hang out with people. I don't know. Luke, you'll try and pop in when you can. You seem cool. Sorry, not laughing at you. Thank you. Julie just said, insensitive comment, but I want some chud to come in with put makeup, ask comment, so I can use your moderator privileges to smite them. Oh, thank you, Luke. That's very sweet. And welcome. Thank you, Julia, for bringing in more people. Our little community is growing. Why do makeup? Ahab, in August, you got to miss at least one, running the Rainbow Railroad. Driving a trans friend from a more purple state from the Great Lakes to Cali. Going to be a wild adventure. Never seen the Rockies. The Rainbow Railroad, like the Underground Railroad? Railroad. I am rethinking with the English language. You will try and recruit the gas station transsexual if she's ever there. Girl, I really want to start making MTF school stickers at some point soon. I'll mail you a bunch and just put them at the gas station. Put them on all the pumps. Like, oh my God, spread the good word. Spread the gospel. Yep, like the Underground Railroad, participating in the great trans move from unsafe states to safe states. I have heard about that. That's really cool. I'm really glad you're doing that. What happened to audio? Audio. Oh, also, kelp fishies. Hey, girl, you don't know me, but I talk about you in a live stream every week. Don't worry, it's less creepy than it sounds, I promise. Fish! 40% of adult trans people... Sorry, the fish. That's what I'm laughing at. 40% of adult... Fuck. 40% of adult trans people in the U.S. have moved since Trump took office, usually for safety. Yeah. It's crazy. I'm just double checking. Okay. Outfits color coordination is winning right now for topic for next week, which I had already filmed, so pray that still wins because I did not do makeup. You moved, but it was because Luke and I... You moved because Luke and I broke up rather than for safety. Wait, you guys were together? Also, the fish emojis. I realized that the way I say the Jennifer Coolidge, I just knocked the legs off of something I was fidgeting with. Pokemon. Rest in peace, potato chip. We'll do surgery. I realized that like the way I say fish comes from Ariana Grande's SNL impersonation of Jennifer Coolidge. So like I clipped that for a reel. Hi Lizzie. Nice to meet you. Luke, Ahab, Luke, how could you too busy with his collections of animal biohazard specimen. You know, you take all the animal Play-Doh and you go home and you make shapes with it. She broke up with you because you became a man and she doesn't like men. We dated for like 5 years and we've been friends for about a decade. Oh my God. This ride is for the girls only. I didn't know that. That's cool. Or no, not that you broke up, but that you're friends now and that you dated, but you're still stayed friends. Luke is a great guy, but I needed to pursue gas station transactional. Period. You're not pursuing shit. Did I heed all of my reminders for myself about being on live? Reminders. Feel the feet on the floor, barefoot. Grounding. Yep. Your breakup was necessary, but you stayed really close, obviously. I thought you were joking at first, but now I'm like, oh, gotcha. Julie, you're hung up on a girl who is a good friend of yours who is engaged. T. Ahab, Luke, tell us everything if you feel comfortable. We rarely hear stories from that type of journey if it's not dysphoric or weird for you or anyone here. Wait, Ahab, were you the one who was asking if Mike could talk about like his experience dating a trans girl? I can't remember. Ahab. I'm not going to read that and laugh because someone's going to clip that and cancel me. But that's funny. Yes, you wanted to get more of Mike's perspective, even though it feels othering to bring up. Let me talk to him. I think he might be okay with that because I'm not going to speak for him. Oh, my brother just responded. He has not gone to DEF CON yet, but he probably will. Yeah, no, Mike has talked a lot about being in, or like we've done podcast episodes about him being in a relationship with me, having DID, having PTSD. So like, I'm sure he'd be willing to talk about it. I've never like put him in front of like an Instagram live before, but maybe I can like make a reel with him. Luke transed his gender before you did, and it was interesting going from cis partner to T for T. Lizzie, you want to become a beautiful trans girl. You look for a fraternal male twin named that. Julia, so true diva. Yeah. Mike's awesome. That's like, I'm very lucky. My first boyfriend, I'm a very creative person and I do a lot. I have all our projects, and my first boyfriend like was so conditionally supportive, and Mike is so unconditionally supportive. And the fact that he's like willing to get on camera and like talk about like things that we've worked on and struggled with together is just amazing. Also, this week's episode that just came out with Afra on The Will of the Hunted, she talks about her 3.5-year fiance, like splitting with her fiance over like transition, changing her sexuality and like the relationship dynamics. So like, please check that out. It's called It's Okay to Take Breaks with Afra on The Will of the Hunted. Luke has changed a lot. He looks like a stereotypical low tow truck driver. Luke, you're totally comfortable talking about your experience. Testosterone is a wild drug. You've changed appearance so much, but dysphoria says you look the same as before. I'm glad you've been able to get like gender affirming care though. Sorry that dysphoria is still such a monster. Julia with love. Ahab, testosterone is completely fucking wild. Do you feel the same way about all the old men doing testy these days? Like, do we need to crank up the testy in the elderly cis population? We need to take it away from the elderly cis population. No more men coming up to me at CVS, at my medical retailer establishment with horny goat weed and fucking gas station boner pills. Enough. Let it die, diva. Put it away. It's had a good run. Like, maybe if like there was like a there needs to be a limit. Like, you gotta cut your losses, diva. Like, stop being horny for the 27-year-old trans girl at the counter who you think is 16 and cis. It's over, diva. Give it up. Give it up. Lock her up. Just kidding. Just not sure 70-year-old cis men trying to get back to the complete craziness of the early days of testosterone taking over. Julia, out of stocking the testosterone at the pharmacy for old cis men, even though we have it in stock to savor the trans guys. Period. Luke, I don't have many feelings about older men taking testosterone. I just think it's ironic when they're transphobic because, like, you get to have gender affirming care, but I don't. Exactly. Ahab, it's a good thing. Forgot to finish my thought. Yeah, that's like, okay. That is gender affirming care. So, like, it's so hypocritical for people to be like, but you can't have it. Bash. There's a few people who have been in here who've talked about, like, dating people and then transitioning and then, like, things changing. Julia, estradiol patches are currently on back order, and so many middle-aged cis men bitch at me about how terrible it is to not have enough estrogen. I'm trying to do the math. Wait, like, for anti-prostate cancer treatment? Ahab, truth, very good point, Luke. I suppose I need to support it. It's a hella drug. You meant cis women, okay. I was like, yeah, okay. I was like, team, give them the old, well, no, don't give the old men titties, that'll make it worse. Last week's live, I was like, so, like, I try to think of, like, some fun thing to, like, name it when I put it on YouTube the next day, and I really, really wanted to call last week's the post-op pussy yearbook, and it got age restricted, and I was like, fair, but and then I was able to cut it as a reel, so that made sense. Julie and I talk about our journeys a lot, and it's interesting how we differ with stuff. I struggle with it and view it almost as a curse, and it's really hard. But she's so positive and cool. For, like, being trans. Okay, I need a stuffed animal. The old men on Spyro with their blood pressure coming in and mogging you with their F-cups. Yeah, the experience of being trans, Luke. Okay. Oh, like how much you differ with it and you struggle with being trans and view it as a curse. I hear you. Julia, I love being a transsexual, TBH. Luke, Ahab to Luke, that's extremely relatable. I'm finding myself needing an agender place. I find it pretty horrifying for myself because there really isn't a path or safety. Juliet's got a lot of hard parts of being trans. Yeah. And like, it's so rough. It's so rough out there for the girls. But like, yeah. It's like not easy, but like, we can still like go on and have fun and like be happy. And so that's why I'm like really proud of like building this space. You know, so that we can talk about the good things too. And like, but we can also kind of like, you know, empathize and comfort each other about the stuff that's tough about being trans. Julie, you feel so comfortable in your body in a way you never did, and it makes you so happy. And you look at yourself and you're like, damn, I'm serving. Period. Ahab, my partner, was a tall, absolute slayer trans woman, and her joy in the space she made for your weirdness was hugely helpful. Pretty cornered away now that she's passed on, but I'm trying. Julia, I think I would take my gender for granted if I was a cis woman. I feel like you've said that before. I'm trying to remember. I'm still trying to make jokes like I'm not like so emotional about what you guys are saying. Luke, I'm so sorry to hear about your loss. I wish you the best. Yeah, I'm so sorry, Ahab. Yeah, I was trafficked because I was trans. And I was like, oh, there goes all the like good things I thought about being trans, and then I've had to like rediscover why I want to be happy and be alive. So, you have said it before in a live stream, period. Okay. So yeah, so it's like, there's so many, the world gives us so many fucking reasons to like hate who we are. So it's like, we gotta validate those and then also still find ways to have fun too. So I feel super embarrassed like when I like come on these lives and I'm just like, blah. But put makeup. But, you know, Ahab, without facial hair, you look like a hard-worn baby. Like a baby that smoked a pack a day for a couple of decades. That's crazy. Oh my god. Luke, you did have a celebration for your 2 years on T with some friends, and it was cool to celebrate being trans for once and have people celebrate with you, period. And I hope this is one of those places where you can feel good, even for a minute, about being trans. It kind of feels like a curse a lot of times. Like, it's not something we chose, but like, we either can live and try to make it work, or like, you know what I mean? Like, we just have to. And we do it together. We'll get through it together. Ahab, oh, it's okay. It's gonna be okay for you. You got this. And the friendship around here totally helps. Good. I'm glad. Luke, thank you. Yeah. Leg hair pulled out by socks. Have you had that pleasure yet? Oh, at Luke, for testosterone. Silk dress socks are the enemy. But your foot hair is so long now and gets pressed down and it causes this really itchy, painful feeling. Body hair, Chafe City. Luke manifested body hair pre-testosterone, period. It was actually kind of crazy. The Hobbit life is wild. He wished on a star got hairy. Mike's always like making fun of his feet for being hairy, and I'm like, no, Diva, let it grow. You have beautiful, beautiful feet. Let it grow. Fueled by pure rage, and that's the secret to being hairy. Period. Find you that star. You don't have tons, but you'd like to be smooth like a fish. Oh. Estrogen has smoked your body hair. Samesies. Minus like, that's how much leg hair I get. That's it. Like if I don't shave for a while, that's how much I get. Versus like it used to be like, you know, got the dogs out. I'm still a little like, I was like, I don't know why this full outfit was worth showing during that conversation, but it's okay. You get my leg hair. You have the distribution of body hair from pre-transition, but it's so fucking thin comparatively, period. Luke, euphoria is weird because why do we love the hairy hands and knuckles? Period. Oh my god. Yeah, there's so many, like, you get weirdly euphoric about your neck being long. Why? But I'm glad. Using YouTube to wipe my tears. E does seem like a hero for a bunch of stuff. A full half of the other stuff spooks you. Luke, you have a neck beard, and you're like, yay, I'm a guy, even if it's ugly guy. Boo! Tomatoes! There's no room for self-deprecation here. Makes you feel very feminine. Yeah, it's like when I don't wear like a sports bra and I like go for a hike or something and I'm like, god damn, this shit heavy. It's like, that's gender affirming. Julie, you've always found long-necked women to be attractive. Right, that part. Being able to reach the high up fruit, and that's hot as hell. Gender affirming back pain. Evolution in action. Fuck. Oh my god. I would never like, I don't think I'd ever make a reel about this, but like going to the bathroom after bottom surgery is so different. Like you have to like so gross. I'm so sorry. I never would have expected that like you'd have like toilet paper like stay inside you and like just travel with you forever and go into your bladder. You heard of puppy girls. I'm into giraffe girls. But I'm like, oh my God, there's so many extra steps to like pee now. I'm just like, okay, I have to wash my body because fucking my job uses 0.5% ply. Girl, you might be wiping wrong. Girl, it's not... When they have like fucking like shitty ass toilet paper and like when you... Do you dab when you pee with like a gynecological female part? Do you dab it dry or do you like... Anyways. It's a mystery mouse tool for like... I'm gonna kill myself. Oh, what? Yeah, no, like I fucking hate it. Cause it's like, then it's itchy. Cause then you're like, so like what I do, TMI, whatever. It's trans affirming education. I hope this doesn't get age restricted too. Rest in peace, my YouTube channel. Like when I use the bathroom, like I like take some water and I like kind of like just like rinse myself off and like get all of the fucking toilet paper off before I like put my clothes back on and then like start walking around and doing my job again. Cause otherwise it's like itchy as fuck. And it's like, I never would have thought toilet paper would have gone inside my body when I had what I had before. Luke shakes off pee like a wet dog. You know, the more we know. I've told her. Are we wiping front to back? Did we confirm this? I know that much. Julia, try not to lie about me challenge. Shots fired. Yes, I wipe front to back. But like, it's fucking... It's like, it's so different because like, you know when you're done when you have the exterior plumbing. But on the inside, it's like water bending. And then you have to like, defeat Zhao the Moonslayer and get the water bending scroll. And then it'll say, oh, your surgeon left. So my surgeon, like when I got my surgery done, there's a slight piece of skin that kind of like raises up a little bit in front of my urethra. So sometimes like some urine can get caught there and it can feel like I still have to go. And that has made me like literally go to the doctor several times before thinking I had a UTI. Cause I'm like, I can't stop feeling like I have to pee. And they're like, no, you just need to like learn how to fucking wipe your body. And I was like, period. Sorry, I'm not used to all the cracks and crevices. Lies about Luke. Luke is very nice and doesn't bully me anymore. That's why... Oh, she did leave. Okay. I did not read that comment out loud because I was just like, I'm not doing the put makeup thing again. No. I was like, are we here for support? Because it's not seeming like it now. Oh my God, you have your moderator privileges. Thunder! Like, send her back into the Stone Ages. Yeah, I'm just like, I don't like when people ask me that sometimes. I'm like, yeah, I kind of always wish the best intentions, but then sometimes when I read comments, I'm just like someone, okay, so remember when we talked about fishy like a few weeks ago? Because someone called me fishy on YouTube and as like a compliment, and I was like, I think I came on here and was like, Peri Julia. The powers that be are watching. But like, yeah, so someone called me fishy. I came on here and talked about it, and I was like, fishy sometimes can be a misogynistic term. I had like I got flamed on TikTok for talking about a ballroom term as a white trans woman. And I was like, whoa, I am just talking about it because someone called me it, and I'm trying to like have a conversation about what it means. So it's like, I was like, I didn't know it was a ballroom term, my bad. But also like, anyways, and then someone else was like, someone commented on my YouTube, and they were like, on that fishy reel, and they're like, so are you just like not gonna like take a compliment? Are you just gonna make people feel weird about giving you a compliment? And I was like, I've never been called ungrateful for not taking a compliment before. Like what lane of criticism have I unlocked? Because I usually get straight transphobia, or I get like, sometimes valid, concerns about, having conversations as a white content creator, which I try to be very, very mindful about. And, I also always have a lot of learning to do. But, so it's either usually one of those things. So that was just like, kind of like, whoa, what the fuck? You didn't want to abuse your moderator privileges too much. Are you just not going to take the compliment? Like, fuck. I was like, I literally said in the reel, I was like, thank you. Sorry, like, to whoever said that, like, thank you. But still, like, I have female parts now, and I have to clean them. So, like, when you call fishy, like, okay, so now there's, like, real world implications on, like, me being, you know what I mean? It's like, okay. And then, people are saying I was overthinking it, and I was like, whatever. Whatever. All trans words come from ballroom and historic queer communities. Technically, you would be expected to have that access to the whole vocabulary. You would get in trouble for saying those terms are, yeah. Yeah, and it's like, the term doll is another one that, like, came out of ballroom, and it's like, I don't have the power to define what that means, because it was created by people who came before me in much more difficult times, in much more oppressed, marginalized communities. But I want to be able to have conversations to educate myself and other people about it. I don't think that, like, just, like, not being allowed to, like, talk about certain things is just, like, I don't think that's the tea. And someone commented that as well, like, on the TikTok one, and being like, like, yeah, white girls can't define ballroom terms, but, like, that doesn't mean they shouldn't be able to, like, talk about it. And I was like, yeah, I was like, thank you for educating me. I did not know this was a ballroom term. And, like, I don't want to, like, I'm not trying to take away any credibility from, like, the BIPOC queer experience and where that term came from. But, like, I'm just kind of, yeah, because there's, like, this huge thing last year of, like, protect the dolls, and, like, being like, oh, it cannot include trans men. And then, that was, like, a huge, huge, huge thing. And it's like, I originally was kind of talking about, like, oh, well, I don't like how it's being used to kind of divide the community further. But then I kind of realized that, okay, what is important here is that, like, Black trans women are, like, the most vulnerable and unsafe. So kind of missing the point on, like, why protect the dolls, like, who are we actually really supposed to be protecting? I kind of was like, okay, I understand. But someone was like, shut up, cracker. I was like, holy fuck. I was like, oh my God. Like, so I don't know. I'm trying, like, I try to share resources. I try to have people on the podcast and learn more, but, I think education is a conversation. I don't think gatekeeping education or conversations is the T. Respect is the T, and like kind of understanding and acknowledging. You know what I mean? So but like, you know, anyways. But it's also hard to like talk about that without like digging a deeper hole for yourself. And it's like, I'm just trying to help. I'm just trying to help the community. I am a white trans woman with very different experiences from BIPOC trans women, and I was not in the ballroom scene. So it's like, please let me learn so that I can help. But I also need to be able to have these conversations. Oh, but what is ballroom? During the 80s and 90s, there was a queer culture of meeting regularly, particularly trans people, but also drag queens and queens performing runway walks and looks. Yeah, it was like creating a safe space where people like could be themselves when it was still very illegal, and there were a lot of, you know, there were still cross-dressing laws and stuff in like places like New York. So it was like a way for like queer people to have like royalty and feel like, you know, they could be celebrated and have some kind of like importance and be able to lift up other people. And that's like where it started. And it was mostly like a lot of Black trans women, you know. Stonewall. I don't know if Stonewall was ballroom, but same era. Shut up, put makeup, and show off your outfit. You need to do your shot, you forgot. Yeah, that's the misogynistic thing too, is like, it's either people being like, is that a man? Or it's like, turn around, show what you're wearing. And I'm like, sometimes getting misogynistic comments isn't gender affirming. And then I'm just like, right. That community was largely BIPOC or other communities of color. It was a safe space, but it was also people at times aggressively reading each other for safety reasons and passing. Yeah, and a lot of these terms came out of like literally like survival and kind of trying to exist when your existence is illegal. But then, like, you know, then the mainstreamification and the RuPaul drag racification of ballroom culture has kind of watered it down and whitewashed it and corporatized it. So it's like, those are terms that are being used way outside of ballroom now and understood way outside of ballroom. And like, I like how Drag Race kind of plays homage for the most part, I think, to like the, you know, where those references came from. But, you know, it's like, it gets to a certain point where like, it's so far beyond where it started that like people just will have the term and not understand it. And it's like, education is important and conversations are important. Luke, you need to learn more about queer history. It's something you've been bad with, and you think it comes from privilege being allowed to be ignorant. I hear you. Julia, wow, diva, so cool that you just said you were crying. Can we get a look at that outfit? Ahab, private language became a way of safety, identifying each other and creating an insular community. It was powerful. AIDS was ultimately majorly damaged, destroying the scene. Yeah. Oh, you have a Stonewall book that you got, Julia? That's cool. Oh, it's at your parents' house. Yeah. Not to like spin out about that term, like the fishy term, but RuPaul was part of the club scene. Yeah. Moby and RuPaul are friends from the club scene before either popped off. Yeah. And like Warhol and like Amanda Lepore and all these like, you know, amazing icons. You need to finish whipping, girl. What does that mean? I don't look like I have eyebrows. Quick question for you guys. Am I whipping girl? Whipping girl is a seminal trans feminine text, girl. Read what? Okay. I have not heard of this. I haven't heard of the Gender Dysphoria Bible either. I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you for telling me. Whipping girl is the reason you use the term transsexual. Period. You've been reading forever. Do you guys think I put enough like trigger warnings and stuff in before I like talk about like the podcast stuff? Because like if people like randomly join and they're like, what the fuck is going on? I always like, I get so dissociated like when I'm talking about stuff that I just want to make sure that I'm, I don't know, like trying to not make people too uncomfortable. Seminal meaning it contains semen. For the stream, you think people understand? Okay, thank you. I'm definitely like way harder on myself than like I probably need to be, but I just, yeah. I'm like way too much of an open book, but I also like, sometimes I feel like that's a good thing. Sometimes I feel like that's, I don't know. Lucas, you're wondering because you're like, oh yes, seminal vesicles, because you work with those at work. I got my tubes tied and clipped. I'm gonna stay until 10:30. My poor MacBook, when she's downloading like 4-hour Instagram lives, she's like, ah! And I'm like, export for YouTube. Did I have my corn chips? I love watching these back. And when I watch them back, I'm like, oh my God, wow. I wasn't like I did so 10:30 a.m. Yeah. No, Instagram kicked me off after 4 hours last week. When I watch these back, I'm like, wow, I did way better at this than I thought I did. But in the moment, like once I sit in the seat and like turn it on, I like kind of like, you even said enough funny shit. Girl, long neck lady trade, giraffe, pussy stunting, evolution. That was tea. Julia, you should call after this and give you the lore of the streams. There's some deep lore. Thank you so much for joining, Luke. That's awesome. That means a lot. I didn't know you were trans either. So that's, I didn't know you. Anyways, it's cool that you're trans and that you are like, that you got to hang out tonight too. And I hope you guys had fun despite me talking about robbing someone, which I didn't do. It was complicit. Whoa. Okay, time to ground. I'm clearly working through a lot. This is fun. You'll try and return. Awesome. Being bait, girl. Being bait. Worms don't plan on catching fishies. What? I'm so confused. You were charging your phone and your family's upstairs. I love these, let me cover the name of the store. Corn Puffs. White cheddar corn puffs. Oh, I'm so sorry. You aren't a thief, you were a bait. Thank you. It's like, you know, I knew about it, but I was told not to say anything. And then I didn't, and then I was also in that situation involuntarily from the beginning. So it's like, there was no, yeah, I was just, you know, sitting alone in VIP, like, I don't want to be here. You wish you had some cheese doodles. Imagine living with your family, boo, live alone and be sad like you. Debranded corn puffs. It's cheaper and I get a 30% employee discount. Also Cheetos make me so sick. like having real Cheetos. Julia, I also think you give sufficient warning. I feel like people who have been in stream and are familiar aren't taken off guard. Okay. That means a lot to me. Thank you. Because I genuinely, like, sometimes I get so dissociated and I'm also autistic. So, like, when I'm in the moment looking at the camera, I'm like, fuck, I don't know if I'm, like, hurting or helping the situation. But, you know, I'm still, like, that's a lot of projection issues still that I'm working on. 30%, absolutely. Damn, unbranded store with long-ass receipts has a good employee discount. You better believe it. And if you get that Rewards Plus program, you get 20% off all store brand items, and then you get $10 a month for paying $5 a month. So you get $5 for free a month, and you get 20% off all store brand. And if you're an employee, you get 30% off store brand, which is slay. I also always forget I have an FSA card that has like a fuck ton of money on it, and it always defaults because I just forget, and then I just buy stuff like with my own money. You get 10% on Meijer product and general merchandise. Luke, you want someone to watch movies with? Period. Have you been to a Buc-ee's, Julia? Have we had this conversation? Parker has tried to teach me the way of Buc-ee's. Dude, also, like, what happened to me gave me, like, significant codependency issues. So, like, I have not been out of a relationship for more than probably 4 to 6 months in the past 7 years. But I'm in a very healthy relationship now. Mike is goated and I will marry him. He's my betrothed. We shall wed at sunset. You may express your tears through joy. Or express your fear. What is that Legend of Korra quote? Did y'all hear that? Was that a firework or a bomb? Jesus. Did Gender Dysphoria win? If not, your grandparents vote for 100,000 times, by the way. Wait. No, I'll cut it. I'll cut it for a reel. Well, you know, the Civil War is happening outside. You should come to the mayor you work at. There's a cute... Love, true love is what brings us together. Someone blew up the train tracks. Miss Train, can you be the ring bearer? You're a flower girl as a child. You need to correct the role. LOL. Me, when I went to prom, the only time I went to prom, I was in a tux. People started fireworks here tonight, too. Is that like... Oh, wait, because we're within the week. Ugh. I live in the fucking... one of the most yeehaw states in the nation, New Hampshire. People have... Catch this. Red, white, and blue Christmas lights all over their houses right now. I'm like... Whoa! There's a lot of cute trans women at Meyer. Period. God, I love Mike. He the best. Yeah, absolutely be the ring bearer, Luke. Period. Let's do it. We're gonna live stream our wedding. I'm gonna put his in the chat. You have to please go comment that. Go comment fish emojis on him. You love when people love their partners. So often it's people just complaining. I genuinely, like, I'm so fucking lucky. I wouldn't be able to do any of this. I wouldn't be here today without him. Like, he pulled me out of a very, very, very bad spiral. Like, he like gave me the stability and like the love and the grace to like heal. And then he's like he was like, I'll film all the podcast episodes, and like there's more groundwater than other states combined. Oh my god, that Flint, Michigan lead water tea. Period. Julie was your rock for a long time, Sue, and was so gentle with you when you were at your bottom. You'll always be grateful for the time with her. Oh, Julia W. Aww. I'm so glad you guys got to stay friends too. That's so special. Fuck, yeah, I know I do have to go to 11 now. That's fair. I never want to get off. I like have so much fun. My phone is also at 47 instead of like 15 like it was last week. Julia, Ahab, oh shit, my bad. Your timing wasn't going to be so tight. Now I see you have a cute transsexual lady for you to meet who is just outside Chicago for a month and change more. You're supposed to be helping her on the Rainbow Railroad. Don't traffic her. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. Jokes. Funny. Haha. Didn't funny laugh. Haha. Rick Snyder is a fucking asshole, and I hope terrible things happen to him for Flint, Michigan. Julia would never hurt Claire. They'd fight for supremacy. Julia would hug her until her ribs all cracked, and then they'd puncture her lungs. Or no, and then you'd like throw her to the ground and like break her wrists. The only transsexual you would hurt is Ellie, and that's only an accident when you go, period. Sorry, this is really cute, but like, and kind of whatever. Mike is a jujitsu coach. So like, when we started dating, he would like teach me jujitsu, and then we'd like, you know, tickle each other. It's so gross. Anyways. Like, use jujitsu to like corner each other and then like be able to tickle the other person. Gross. Okay, gross. AJ, shut up. Julia, you gain more power with every transsexual you destroy. Sword fighting with other non-op transsexuals. Like docking. Right. Oh, that's what you meant? Oh! Period. I was like, whoa, I really took it there. I keep a Glock in my purse. One of your coworkers mentioned docking, and you were like, ma'am, somewhere between. I guess you're absolved, Julia, because AJ made it worse. I say some fucked up shit. I just have like a really insane sense of dark humor because I fucking have to. Two weapons for different situations. Glock and Gawk. Important to have different ways to respond to different threat levels, period. I hear Miss Train. She voted for choosing color outfits. Okay, heard. You got your Arm the Doll sticker pack, including that powerful... Right. The book you're reading mentioned... If you mess with the Gawk, you're gonna get the Glock. This is Joe Biden's America. We, in Joe Biden's America, trans girls talk and drink Bud Light. Damn, girl, is that a Gawk in your pants or you about to fucking shoot me? Miss Train is mad about her tracks getting blown up. Julia doesn't think I should be around those kinds of weapons, though. LOL. I'm gonna let y'all fight. This is what I do when like couples start fighting. Not that you guys are a couple. When like old couples start fighting when I'm like they're trying to pay. No, don't use that card. No, I told you blah blah blah. I'm just like, do y'all need a minute? Luke can't be trusted around Gawk. Heard. Oh, you're right. Get a 10-foot long barrel. Now that I have fucking corn powder all over me. Oh, sorry. What I was gonna say, Julia. If there's like, if you could like summarize the Gender Dysphoria Bible and like comment that, I could just like read that and then click that and then do something for Gender Dysphoria Bible. Since I like didn't do like makeup to do an actual MTF school, I could like just cut a reel on it. Where there's a will, there's a way. And where there's a will, there's a hunted. Luke, valid. Heard. It's been a hot minute since you've read it, but... Oh my god. You know how like I'll like kind of talk through while I'm doing makeup? So like sometimes I'll cut reels that are like me halfway through my makeup. Someone commented, damn, are you like getting ready to play in The Mummy or something, like on my YouTube? Because I cut like my trans femme makeup tutorial into like 3 parts because it was 8 minutes long. Someone found like the middle, like one of the like somewhere in the middle, and was like I was like Gender dysphoria. Okay, getting the sweat off my face. AJ cut in post-production. You know what? Fuck it. Let's film an MTF school right fucking now. Probably the T-zone lockdown though. I know. And then I'll just like do a bunch of concealer dots and then just like start talking and get distracted and not actually blend it. And then I look like a Super Mario Galaxy character. All right. This is how I film MTF school. Girl, quick, put makeup stop. I gotta do it without laughing. Welcome back to MTF school. You may be wondering, why no makeup? Because this is a live MTF school happening in study hall live on Friday night from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on Instagram. And today we're going to be talking about the Gender Dysphoria Bible, which I did not know about. Is it a religion? Yes. Should church and state be separated? Should it be taught in schools? Probably. What is the Gender Dysphoria Bible? AJ wants to know. Well, AJ, Julia has information on it. It is... it goes through and explains how gender dysphoria tends to present in people, which is helpful because a lot of people who don't understand what dysphoria, which is helpful because a lot of people don't understand what dysphoria actually is. It goes into detail about the biochemical dysphoria, social dysphoria, physical dysphoria, and so on. Your girl plopped the Gender Dysphoria Bible when she heard you lightly explored self-bottomish surgery twice. Which chapter is bottom-ish surgery in Dysphoria Bible? Is it on Kindle? So the Gender Dysphoria Bible is a publicly available resource on the web. I will put the link in the description. She was like, girl, that's dysphoric. Julia, you're a transsexual because being able to do a deep voice has so much comedic potential. Thank you for giving me a script. I feel like I'm back in news and I'm like being a producer and like feeding lines to like the anchors. It's very helpful for people who haven't... Take two. It's very helpful for people... It's very helpful for people who haven't fully accepted that they are transgender. And if you can't read, but you can talk to other trans people, ask a girl, help a girl out. Julia, you like to throw about a very deep, hell yeah, brother, America. I wanted to do that to like the fucking creepy ass man at my workplace. When he was like, oh, you my photo girl? I wanted to be like, yep. yeah, bro. Yeah, we take photos. Hell yeah, brother. And then I do that deep voice, and then I give him, this is so gross. And then I give him like the deepest camel toe he can possibly see, and then he's just like, his brain just fucking splits and he melts in half. 'Cause like, just destroying his sense of reality. That would work. Julia, who told me about the Gender Dysphoria Bible, says that she felt bad and had a lot of gender troubles, but struggled to accept that she was trans because she didn't feel like a woman. And instead felt like a man and didn't like that. And when the Gender Dysphoria Bible was brought up amongst the MTF school gang group chat, a couple other people chimed in and said they also knew about it and it was helpful to them, for them as well. So now you know, and here's where you can find it. And I always try to like think of something funny to like end the MTF school with. Put makeup. I'm trying to think. Did I hit some good points, Julia? I'm going to cut this into a reel in the next few days. Link in bio. Is it literally just called like genderdysphoria.bible.com? Let me look. Because you guys have sent it to me. Sorry, I just burped. Oh, it's so girly. Gender Dysphoria Bible. Oh, I think I came up with something cool. Oh my god, no, you're good. Wait, I need to switch to the... Ooh. If I'm going to really, like, film this for MTF school, I need to switch from the fish. This is my new blackboard. Okay. Oh, really, you can't see it. Fuck it. I'll just do the trans flag. I literally just have like a fucking PNG that I just like pull up full screen. Okay. Chud mom stole the bathroom. The Bible says Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. But what if there's a Bible that says Adam can be Eve? Well, there is, and it's called the Gender Dysphoria Bible, and it was brought to my attention by the beloved Julia from our MTF School Study Hall Lives on Friday night, and I didn't know anything about it, and she brought it up, and a few other girls in our group chat were also like, oh yeah, I like that, that's helpful. So I wanted to figure out what it is, and basically, it's a free online resource, which I will zoom in on. It is a free online resource that helps girls understand what dysphoria is in biochemical warfare, social, historical, financial, and economic terms. Because dysphoria means a lot of different things. Social, okay. Chapter 14, Am I Trans? What is gender? Gender euphoria. Existential dysphoria. Clinical diagnoses. Featuring the supporting acts, androgenic second puberty 101, chromosomes, how hormones work, and my favorite part, the conclusion. So if you aren't sure if you're trans, there is a great resource that is free and online, and it is go to genderdysphoria.fyi/en for English. Maybe it's translated into other languages. I don't know. I have dial-up. The gender dysphoria is a living document, just in case you were worried that it was dead. Oh girl, no, I'm giving you credit, it's fair. So if you're not sure if transgenderism is right for you, go to the Gender Dysphoria Bible today. And hopefully you find your answers. And again, it's a free online resource that people have access to. I'll put the link in my bio, and also in the subtext. I'm gonna subtweet it. Where are my MTF school glasses? I'm just like skimming this. Oh my god, I love this yes and improv that's happening. Let me do it upside down. But Julia says, but AJ, how can I know that I'm a transsexual? Well, Julia, if you go to genderdysphoria.fyi/en, you can figure out which one of these you are. Whether you're a child forced to transition and wearing a fucking rainbow-ass diaper. Oh my god. The football helmet, that's a trans helmet. But this is Julia, you know, like pussy stunting in that dress. Well, what was I trying to say? If it's in a book, take a look. Reading Rainbow. Knowing if you are transsexual is actually probably notably easier than knowing if you're transgender. Wait, what do you mean by that? Because like transsexual means like you like kind of more like genital dysphoria versus like societal dysphoria. Oh shit! I love reading Rainbow. It's in a book. You're a transsexual. The Gender Dysphoria Bible. Okay. I feel like I've made enough little bits. I was not making fun of you. That was not me making an impression of you. That was me reading it in a way that I thought was funny. That was not me doing it. I'm sorry. Okay. I feel like I've done a little. Oh. One thing to learn about the difference between transgender and transsexual. Transsexual historically refers specifically to people who take cross-sex hormones. And transgender is a much bigger umbrella for a lot more terms in the LGBTQ salad. Like, are you a they, them, or you just don't want to have a penis anymore? You can find out by reading the Gender Dysphoria Bible. Period. Transsexuals are transgender, but not all transgenders are transsexuals. There is a Venn diagram. Yeah, exactly. You can't count as transgender, but you don't count as transsexual. Okay. Oh, okay. You must transcend. Transsexual means you transcend the physical confines of your genitalia. But transgender is more about how you identify and see yourself beyond the physical. Being transgender means you can also be a concept. This is what I do, like, after I get off live and I just, like, talk to myself and do this shit. You've always been transgender, but not have always been a transsexual. Transsexual just means you're doing something about it. Cut that. Wait, Julia, no, someone sent me, there's this, like, oh my god. I don't know if I can find it. Someone sent me, like, this, like, reel that was like, what is a chud? Wait, no, I need to show you. Hold on, I'm gonna try to find it on Instagram. It's really fucking funny. someone said it to me and I fucking died laughing. It was like a genuine, like, someone trying to explain why chud is offensive. I'm gonna leave that tab up. Oh god. I make noises. Oh my god, it's me, I'm live. Period. My friend Brooke went to a concert. Period. Julia, you spilled lotion. Wait, where's this chud meme? Oh my god. Who the fuck sent me? Oh my god, it was my friend Jared. My friend Jared. Okay, ready? Can I hear?
Here's what it means. A chud is a rude insult for an annoying, aggressively opinionated internet troll who lacks initiative. Basically, a loser. Its origins trace back to the 1984 horror film CHUD, an acronym for Cannibalistic Humanoid Underground Dwellers, which is a horror movie about lizard people eating pedestrians in New York sewers. Decades later, internet spaces revived it to mock their ops as basement dwellers. And the looks-maxing community even adopted it as the exact opposite of a handsome, charismatic Chad. So, the next time you see the term chud in the comments section, you'll know it's describing someone who spends their days arguing loudly online while refusing to leave their room. Yikes. Recently come across the term chud while scrolling.
Oh my god, God bless my friend Jerem for sending that to me. That's not what chud means, right? Julia, my ass is so much fatter than it used to be. Oh no! Instagram is kicking me off. Oh no. We have 1 minute and 50 seconds remaining. How many more cursed things can I say? I think testosterone has ruined your butt. The lack of estrogen has made your butt get lame. Do squats! Chud is offensive because it hurts your feelings. You call your mom chud bomb. Your mom pilled. Yeah, I don't know. It was so funny because it's like so sincere. Like, the next time you hear the word chud, think of the children. I think testosterone has ruined your butt, AJ. I was reading someone's comment. That's the danger of like posting these without people being able to see the comments, is it gets murky on like whether or not I'm reading it or I'm saying it. But anyways, thanks for hanging out with us all. This is always so fun as always. Yes, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for hanging out. Luke, thank you for joining. Nice to meet you. Think of the children, Julia. And think of the dog prostates. There's so many, and they all need to be pickled. And, it's the chud moms. We, transsexualized on the way. And, nice to meet you too. Sorry for talking about being trafficked, but I hope someone learned something. Yay! Tune into the Will of the Hunted every Tuesday. And, I'll see you next Friday.